All right. Good evening. How you doing? Okay, a couple of things. Looking at the studio clock here. We go live here in about 2 minutes. And so I wanted to say, hey, we did a bunch of work over the weekend on the bunker. And as you can see, well, hopefully, we've got a much better video picture. A lot of work on the software there and some other stuff. You would think it was a new camera. It's the same camera. So that, and we rewired. So the audio should be really crisp and clear. And I'm looking at the images here you guys are posting already on Twitter. Yeah, that looks a lot better, doesn't it? Yeah, looky there. Man, that shirt is orange. So anyway, so we've got that. And also, I don't want to say anything publicly here, but more on other stuff a little bit later. You're wondering what I'm talking about. And so there you go. I think this new setup here, and as you can see, I don't know if you can see it. My ET buddy is over here in the corner now, but you can't really see him. Okay. Is it the microphone? Oh, there he is. Yeah, see? It's right there. You can see half of him. There you go. All right, it's going to be a great week. Tonight, Donny Arcade is here. I've been waiting for this. We're also going to play a bunch of his music tonight, too, as well. And I'm waiting to get all of that set up. And there you go. So Donny Arcade tonight. Tomorrow night, Dr. Robert Schock is going to be here. Wednesday night. Now, tomorrow night with Schock, it's all the stuff that's going down in Egypt right now, the Second Sphinx. A lot of breaking news. So we're going to do that tomorrow night with Robert. I can't wait till he is here. It's always great when he's on the show. And then on Wednesday, Richard Dolan. And I can't believe, I mean, he's been on here and there, but it's coming up. It's been like 8 months since he's been on the show. I had no idea. Here we go. We're going live.
Bespoke radio for the masses.
Headline edition, July 8, 1947. The Army Air Forces has announced that a flying disc has been found and is now in the possession of the Army.
If the game is rigged, change the game. Game changer.
I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien threat from outside this world.
This is Fade to Black with your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
I need your help to get to the year 1985.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
All right. Good evening. Fade to Black. Bespoke radio for the masses. How you doing? It's Monday. Yeah, man. Monday, August 20th, 2018. 233 days into the new year. Just 132 days left. We are live from a bunker somewhere in the middle of beautiful downtown Burbank, California. And I would like to welcome everybody listening all around the world, all across the United States, hither and thither, to and fro, back and forth, up and down, east and west, north and south, far and near. This is Fade to Black for KJCR, the Game Changer Network, and KGRA, the Planets. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. What is cracking, everybody? How you doing? It is Monday. Tonight we have very special guest, Donny Arcade. Donny Arcade is here. Talking about this for a while. And we're going to play some of his music tonight, too. We'll get to all of that in just a bit. But Donny is here to talk about using music and video to spread the knowledge of E.T. and lost history. His videos, his music, his latest album that just released, which is on Billboard right now. It's on like 4 different charts. It's all there and available. We played his new track. I'll play it here in a minute. And it's called Fade to Black. So we're going to play that. And it was written for all of you. It was written for the Fadernauts. So we're going to play that in just a minute. And it's really cool. Look, so it says Fade to Black in it. But it's a great tune, right? So there you go. The Fade to Black part is the bonus. Tomorrow night, right here, Robert Schock. Robert Schock. He is back, and we are going to do a complete Egypt update. So many things going on out at Egypt. Of course, we have this second Sphinx. We have the opening of the Grand Cairo Museum at Giza. What are they going to do with the old museum? What is still there? And there's some other things behind the scenes with that new museum. Of course, the chamber that was just found above the Grand Gallery. We're going to talk about the electromagnetic study on the Great Pyramid. We're going to talk about the Muon research. So there's a lot of things that are happening out of Egypt right now, and we're going to cover all of that with Dr. Schock. So that'll be tomorrow night. And then Wednesday, that's right, Wednesday, Richard Bleepin' Dolan. Richard Bleepin' Dolan is back. And I went and looked. I felt like, I needed my Dolan fix. And I went and looked at the dates. And I'm not so sure. Now, I know he's been on here and there. He was on with Tracy at the end of the show. I don't think Richard's been on since like November 2017, December. I don't know how that happened, but nonetheless, Richard Dolan is back with us tomorrow night. Lots of things to talk about. And I'm going to leave it at that. I'm just going to leave it there. Okay. And there's reasons for it. Well, first off, when Richard is on the show, there's no telling what zone we're going to go into, one. And number two, when Richard is on with us, he's himself. I have no idea where the conversation's going to go. And I love it that he can't control himself when he's on the show with us. That's one of the great things about having Richard on Fade to Black. You know, other shows, and I get it, in even his own show, Richard has an image he needs to protect. He does. But for some reason, he's okay with letting his guard down on Fade to Black. But on other shows, he's going to get asked the same questions over and over and over and over again that he's answered so many times. And there you go. You know, and I understand. It's the same, you know, when you think about it, when any of the guests here appear on other shows, they've got to deal with, you know, the same. I mean, Whitley and Travis and Linda. I can just go on and on. Can you imagine what Giorgio puts up with, where they're just going to get asked the same questions? That's not what happens here. Okay? All right. So that's Wednesday night. Thursday night, Fader night, John Rappaport and his No More Fake News room, followed by open lines all night long. We have got a great week coming up here on Fade to Black. And have you been over to OnStellar? Have you registered over at OnStellar? OnStellar.com. After everything that has been going down in social media. I mean, that is the talk of everything right now. In all of the newscasts, all of the mainstream news, Twitter, of course, President Trump, everybody talking about what's going on social media. Well, the one thing that you're not going to find over at OnStellar is censorship. Okay? Now, stupidity will get you in trouble over at OnStellar, but not censorship. So anyway, OnStellar, OnStellar.com, OnStellar.com. If you haven't gone over there and hung out, you need to. And register. It's very simple. It's a very simple process. But when you do and you get asked for a referral code, promo code, just use my name, plug it in there, Jimmy, and it'll make things easy. Okay? Plus, you're going to get bonus tokens, the OnStellar tokens, for registering with a referral. So just use mine. And it's easy enough to remember, JIMMY. Okay? And you can still follow us on Twitter, of course, at JChurchRadio. Even Twitter. You know, it's not just Facebook and YouTube, Instagram. Where else has Alex Jones gotten in trouble? Trying to think. I'm leaving something else out. What? Oh yeah, where his podcast was. And the FCC came in and shut down this pirate radio station that was like in Austin and been broadcasting InfoWars, and they called it their home station since 2013. You ready for this? Without a license. You can't broadcast, man, without a license. That is just, anyway. Man, coming down hard on Alex. Coming down hard. I'm going to comment briefly on this. What everyone needs to understand. Okay, just, all right. It's like this. What everyone needs to understand. You are protected by the Constitution for freedom of speech. Okay, but it's not a blanket thing. It's not. It's not a blanket thing. And the reason why I say that, when somebody says, oh, man, you know, they took down Alex Jones, or they took down so-and-so off of a social media platform, man, you know, freedom of speech, man, freedom of speech. No. It's that's where everybody's just got it just a little bit wrong. And it's not that it's a direct censorship, or it's against conservatives, or it's against liberals, or it's against... No, that's not what it's about. When you have a company that isn't a government institution, okay, and even then you're limited, but you don't have any freedom of speech, First Amendment rights there. You don't. I can block anybody I want to block with Fade to Black. And somebody, you know, it's just like if somebody's goofing off and I block them on Facebook, it's the same thing. Okay. Oh, man, I got the right to troll you. You have to read my stuff, man. No, I don't. I can block you on Twitter. I can block you on YouTube. And that you don't have any rights to post on a comment on our show. No, you don't. You don't have any rights. That's a privilege. And there's a difference. Posting on Facebook, streaming on Facebook, posting on Twitter, streaming on Twitter or Periscope or anything else, or YouTube, is a privilege. It's not a right. There's a difference there. And it's getting a job at a company is not a right. It's a privilege. You had the qualifications, you got hired. And if that company doesn't allow you to not wear socks and you have to wear socks, that's on you. So if you don't wear socks to work and they said, hey, We have a strict SOX policy here. You're fired. That's it. What, man? I have the right. No, you don't. You don't. You don't. You don't. And it's just the way that it is. So posting, having accounts, having social media accounts is a privilege. It's a privilege. It's a privilege, especially in this country. It's a privilege. Go to another country. Go to another country where they don't have any of that. What are you going to do? Sit around and complain? I have rights, man. I should be able to. Well, no. It's that simple. Here, okay, it's a privilege. Don't abuse the privilege. That's it. I don't know why in our DNA, this section of our DNA has been activated for people to just be stupid on social media. You know, the art of trolling, God, that is just amazing to me. You know, and I would love for somebody that's a troller to show their face. Don't you want to know who's doing it? And wouldn't you just be impressed when you saw who was doing it? Right? I really doubt the troller is an ex-Navy SEAL, right? All yoked up, a Ranger, right? All yoked up, 182nd Airborne, you know, one just some big massive guy that if he finds you, he's going to hunt you down, and right? I doubt very seriously that's what's going on. But you would have never suspected those types, right? Those types to come out of this crazy shell and just start just trolling. It just doesn't make any sense to me. And you don't have the right. You don't have the right to do it. There's plenty of laws in place now where, man, you get caught. You get caught. It's well within the person you are trolling their rights, man, to post out to just expose you. And you don't want that. You don't. You don't want your employer to know that you're a professional troller out there harassing people on the net. Trust me. Okay, anyway. Moving on. Poor Alex Jones. All Alex had to do, or, you know, anybody that is in trouble right now, but Alex Jones especially, is, you know, here's the boundaries. Here are the lines. Okay, stay one step inside. Then you can do whatever you want. Just stay one step inside. You step outside of the line and you do it repeatedly, and it gets ignored, and you think it's okay, and then you go further outside the line and further outside the line, and you do that for a few years. When it comes down, it's going to come down hard, and that's the bottom line. So there you go. Alex is experiencing that. I don't know. I am sure that there are other networks and other ways that he is going to continue to get his stuff out there. But that came down hard, and it was rapid fire when it did. All right. Where am I at? Enough of YouTube. I'm done with that. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. If you want to hang out in the sandbox tonight, hashtag F2B on Twitter. And wow, what a show we did on Thursday where we did the recap. For me, I don't know about the rest of you, but for me, 106,000 tweets and retweets that night. Insane. Come and hang out with us, hashtag F2B. And if you have any questions or comments during the show, you can certainly use my email at jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. Got some breaking news here, pretty incredible. The chance of alien life has been given a massive boost as scientists reveal water likely on thousands of exoplanets. A team of experts has been digging into data obtained by the Kepler Space Telescope, as revealed today at Monday's Goldschmidt Conference being held in Boston, Massachusetts. The scientists are saying that water worlds, or exoplanets that contain lots of water, are actually very common. Kepler has discovered more than 4,000 exoplanets so far, some of which could support alien life. And this is all according to the scientists. And as it turns out, that around 35% of the planets that are bigger than the Earth are likely to have water. Even more excitingly, some are believed to have as much as 50% water. Now, when you think about that, oh yeah, Earth is covered, no. Earth is 0.02% water to weight ratio. They're talking about 50% water overall in their weight of the planets. So there you go. Breaking news and great news too as well. More on this as it starts to develop throughout the week. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast. We have over 900 archive shows, custom apps, Apple, Android, all platforms, just $2 per month. Go to jimmychurchradio.com, click on that podcast banner. You can also become a Fade or Not in our membership section of jimmychurchradio.com, where you will get the bunker cam. How's the video tonight? Is that should be a dramatic improvement on the video. I'm looking at it over here. I mean, to my eyes, right? No, it's pretty dramatic. You guys digging that? It's pretty cool. So you get the bunker cam, and you can even get commercial-free downloadable archives. And if you jump all the way up to the Game Changer account, you will get all of that fabulous Fade to Black gear, autograph hats and T-shirts. And those hats are only available. We don't sell them. We don't even give them away. You have to become a Game Changer to get that. Karen says the video is excellent. Video and audio is awesome. Much better. Yes. Yeah, we worked really hard on that this weekend. All right. Let's get the show cracking, because today is Robert Plant's birthday. Robert Plant is 70 years old. 70. Happy birthday, Robert Plant. And there's another lead singer, frontman, whose birthday is today that you probably have forgotten about if you ever knew him. Limp Bizkit. Fred Durst is 48. Now, whatever happened to Fred Durst? I mean, whatever happened? Fred Durst, man, 10, 15 years ago, Fred Durst was on TV. He was popping up all over. He was the man. Now he's just gone. You need to trim your nose hairs, Jimmy. No, I don't. I don't have any nose hairs. I nair. But you got me to touch my nose. That's funny. Yeah, that's a good job there, Mark. Our dead guy's birthday today. Dimebag Darrell Abbott, 1966 to 2004, died at the age of 38. Now, I talk about Eddie Van Halen on every show. Yngwie Malmsteen, Randy Rhoads, right? I talk about these cats all the time. Jimmy Page, Richie Blackmore, right? Steve Vai, Mrs. Smith, who is in L.A. this weekend, by the way. And I talk about them all the time. But I bring up Dimebag Darrell in nearly every show. I bring him up all the time. And, of course, Pantera, Damage Plan, the guitarist in those bands that seriously influenced a generation while, creating that groove metal sound, that groove metal thing with his brother, Vinnie Paul, who passed away this past June 22nd. So they're both gone now. Just I feel weird about it. I just do. Dimebag was shot and killed by a gunman while on stage during a performance in Ohio with Damage Plan on December 8th, 2004. He ranked number 92 in Rolling Stone's 100 Greatest Guitarists of All Time. Doesn't make sense, but nonetheless it's there. Number 1 in Metal Hammer magazine. And in 2012, he was ranked the 9th greatest guitarist of all time by a Guitar World Readers poll. Happy birthday, Dimebag. And if you go back, Cemetery Gates, you go back, Cowboys from Hell, you go back and listen to those original albums, the first two Oh, man. Game changing. The sound, the feel, the songwriting, his approach to playing the guitar. He was a unique, one of a kind, and he was God's gift to us. Happy birthday, Dimebag. Means so much to me personally. There you go. I got to get me one of them Dimebag Dean. That's what I got to get. You know, you remember that one that he had with the lightning bolts? Oh, yeah, somebody just posted a picture of it right there. That's what I'm talking about. Thanks, Mark. I got to get me one of those. I got to get me a Dean ML with lightning bolts on it. They probably make one. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, those are great. Thank you. Thank you for posting those, everybody. Dimebag, man, just special guy. On this day in history, OTD 1975. Viking 1 is launched from Cape Canaveral, Florida, on a mission to Mars. On June 19th, 1976, a year later, 11 months later, the spacecraft entered into orbit around Mars and devoted the next month to imaging the Martian surface to find a spot to land. On July 20th, it landed and sent back the first close-up photographs of the Martian surface the very same day. On this day in 1975. Fader fact. Okay, go and vet this yourself. I know this is going to anger a few people, but you know what? Deal with it. Fader fact. A recent study found that 2/3 of vegetarians eat meat when drunk. Hey, man, it's vetted. It's vetted. Chill. I've witnessed it myself. I've had the craziest vegan ever. A couple of shots of vodka will literally bite into a rib with a bone in each finger right here and just hold it up and go, man, I miss this. I've done it. I've seen a drunk vegan bite into an In-N-Out and just go, ah. Anyway, there you go. Recent study found that 2/3 of vegetarians eat meat when drunk. All right. Your puppy pics don't fool me. You are in trouble. I don't know who that's going to. Uh-oh. Twitter just lit up. All right. Tonight, very special guest, Donny Arcade is here. And I am going to play right now. I'm going to play the new track from Donny Arcade written for the Fader Knots. And I'll be right back. Stay with me. And that is our guest tonight. That is Donny Arcade. That's his new song that he wrote for you, The Fade or Not. It is called Fade to Black. He's absolutely incredible. And he will be up with us here in just about a minute. And I wanted to say really quick before I'm out of time here, I got to break to commercial, is that music is one of the things that motivates me. Okay? I just talked about Dimebag and Steve Vai, and it's what motivates me. And if I can somehow get these vibes that I feel out to you, this show wins. Never forget that. Let's take a break right here. I'll be right back with our guest tonight, Donny Arcade. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. You can certainly shoot me an email, jimmy@jimmychurchradio.com. Follow me on Twitter @jchurchradio. On the Game Changer Network and KGRA The Planet. It's Fade to Black. I'll be right back. Stay with us.
You're listening to Jimmy Church, Fade to Black.
Fade to Black will now pause for alien identification.
The station that talks the net. KGRA Radio. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Yes, Rivermoon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from Rivermoon Coffee. Just click on the banner at jimmychurchradio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
What can I say about the most popular tea on the internet? And what do customers say about Life Change Tea at getthetea.com? A lot. But by federal law, we at getthetea.com cannot make claims to how this product can enhance your health. We cannot even post our testimonies without being in compliance. So how do we get past the hump? Try our products at getthetea.com and see for yourself. You can send us a testimony, but we just can't post it. Bummer. Our products are GMO-free and organic. We pride ourselves in being the best we can be, and we urge you to take charge of your health. We're 11 years strong, and many of our customers have shared their successes with friends and family. Protect your colon. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. Getthetea.com.
9 out of 10 geneticists agree.
Fade to Black is not your father's radio show on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, The Planet.
Win big with KGRA this summer. Tickets and hotel accommodations to the biggest conferences, autographed books and DVDs, chances to win all-inclusive conference cruises, and private dinners with your favorite KGRA hosts. Click the contest tab at kgraradio.com for your chance to win big this summer. Your contact for the best alternative talk radio on the planet. kgraradio.com.
Hi, this is Rob Reiner from Anvil, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com. What's up? I'm Chris. What up? This is Kyle Massey. You're listening to Jimmy Church Radio.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA The Planet. This segment of Fade to Black is proudly brought to you by Life Change Tea. Just go to the banners over at jimmychurchradio.com. Click, use the promo code FADER, F-A-D-E-R. You'll get yourself some free shipping. There you go. I've been waiting for this show tonight for a while. Been talking about Donny Arcade over the last few months. And I just can't wait. He is a rapper, he's a filmmaker, and he's a producer, and he's from Cleveland, Ohio. Donny grew up with those sounds of rap and classical funk, soul, pop, rock, and reggae due to the diverse upbringing of musical taste in his family. He began to break dance at the age of 5 as part of a hip-hop crew with his older brother and uncle. And by the age of 7, he was performing rap songs in school talent shows and then shows throughout the city of Cleveland. Arcade has filmed and directed over 30 music videos from upcoming and established artists throughout the city of Atlanta and his own music videos as well. A self-proclaimed ufologist, his music speaks of ancient history, futuristic themes, and current events, and had a small role, by the way, in Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I can't wait to talk about that. Return of Enki by Donny Arcade makes 4 Billboard charts on its release. The album features amazing production and intense lyrics that leave the fans wanting more, and they're all incredible, and you can go and check out everything. We'll have the links up for that right now, and of course, you can go to DonnyArcade.com. Donny could be nominated for a Grammy. The best is yet to come from Donny Arcade and Pantheon Elite Records. I would like to welcome for the first time to Fade to Black, Mr. Donny Arcade. Donny, good evening, man. How are you?
Jimmy Church, good evening, man. Thank you so much, man. Fade to Black, thank you for having me. What an intro, Jimmy Church, man. I'm up here smiling, man. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. And shout out to the Fader Knots, man. Thank you for letting me on the show, man. How are you, man?
Well, you know what we got to do first? I got to do the first-time guest disclaimer. Then I'll answer that question.
Okay.
You've been waiting for this for a while. Here we go. Donny, it's just you and I sitting on my couch having a conversation as friends. And where the conversation starts, it starts. Where it ends, but we're going to end as friends. That's it. You ready to go?
I'm ready to go. Let's go, man. We're friends, man. Jimmy Church.
First out of the gate, Donny, thank you for writing that song, Fade to Black. Took me by surprise. We were on our way to the airport to go up to ECETI, and I got the text in the car. We're in the back of the car. And we listened to it on the way to the airport, and I was completely floored. Now, it's great that it's called Fade to Black. But the music, the production, you, and of course, Billy, you guys really, really nailed it in that song. It's a great song, and I just want to thank you, for myself and the Fader Knots and Rita for that. Now,
thank you.
What motivated you? What motivated you to write it?
Well, man, the thing is, Billy Carson, a.k.a. Forbidden Knowledge, and shout out to Forbidden Knowledge, man. He actually put me on to you a little while back. So since then, I've been checking you out, man. Just like I told you, man, I love your Ouija board show. I love all the space, episodes. I mean, you have an amazing platform, man, and I was just really inspired to make something for your fans. So that's why, it was more catered to the Faded Nights. I just think, I have a gift as far as being able to make conceptual kind of songs. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes I kind of try to tap into the consciousness of what your listeners are, familiar with. And I just thought, well, hey, let's make something catered to your fans. I mean, what better song could we make?
Yeah, there is something that has to be said. I have gone out, and just like you have too as well, I've gone out and listened to quite a few R&B and rap artists out there that are writing about these things. They're writing about the thirst for knowledge when it comes to lost history or the esoteric and the paranormal. We don't have that in the rock and roll world, man. We, a little bit, it's a little bit out there. It's a little bit.
Yeah, if you go back to Ozzy Osbourne, a lot of that stuff, they were talking a lot of New World Order stuff, political stuff. I think a lot of that, because I'm a rockhead, so I kind of grew up on all kind of different genres, and I appreciated people that was able to make a song about a particular subject and different things like that. But I think now the culture we're just in the age of everybody's awakening. If you go back 10 years, it wasn't like this, so it lets you know that something, is awakened, and something has woke up in everyone to try to, eat better, try to live better. And maybe we're all influencing each other, somehow, some way. And I think that's why, you see more artists that's going that realm, and I think it's going to be a whole wave of conscious music. Just think about it. A conscious album made it to Billboard, Return to Inky. It's not a completely, conscious album, but at the same token, it's a conscious thing on the hip hop music. And at the same token, that is reaching different people. And that's what I want to do with the music. I want to be able to reach not just the conscious people, you want to reach everybody. You want to be able to reach the people who can benefit from what you're saying.
When you saw the rankings on Billboard, and that is a hard thing to do, is to get yourself on the Billboard charts. I've been in the music business for a long time. You might as well go play the lottery. You're gonna hit the Powerball, right? Because you think about the amount of talent out there that is creating great music, and the odds of getting there. But week 1 on Billboard, you were number 15 for rap albums. You were number 8 on Heat Seekers, the new artist category. Number 32 on Independent, and then you went right into a second week on Billboard. Again, Heat Seekers, rap, and independent albums, again, all ranked. A third week and a fourth week on Billboard on 3 different charts. That is nuts. And
it's amazing. It's a true blessing. To me, it's kind of like it's just confirmation that we're going in the right direction. And I think even with what's going on, with what we can have going on, I think Return to Inky is not just a conscious album. It's a now album. This is what's going on, and I think every period of rap and hip hop has talked about what's going on at that particular time. And at this particular time, we have an awakening going on. So I think that's what propelled it to get to the point of being able to get on Billboard. I think it was just being able to bring the conscious music down to a level that the other side that's not conscious, or the conscious side as well. We want to reach everybody. And like I said, when I do this, I don't want to just do it for the people that's already woke. I want to do it in a way that we can reach as much people as possible and get conscious music on the Billboard.
Well, okay, so let's back up. And that's all great, and that's to date. But I want to back up because we're going to continue here in just a second with that thought. But let's back up for a second. Your family growing up in Cleveland, did they talk about Inky around the house? Did your parents talk to you about UFOs? What?
Not at all. I was raised in the church, Catholic. Not Catholic, but Baptist. Not that I went every day, but my mother's Baptist, and she went to church. So, through life, you have to go through all the schools, and even it's knowledge in all books. That's why I gather, pieces of information from everywhere. But, at that time, it wasn't that kind of conscious. It wasn't, on that level. But I have seen things in myself. There's a few times I didn't see things in the sky. I want to say that could be UFOs. A few different times in Ohio. And Ohio has been known to be an eerie kind of place.
That's right.
And a lot of, it's just like that. Ohio is one of them places. It's a lot of old forts that, was in Ohio and things like that. But, But as far as in my immediate circle, no. A lot of that was just through searching, reading. I think there's been a boom of knowledge ever since YouTube has come up. A lot of people come up through YouTube and get knowledge and were inspired to go get the books. And, now back in the day, we had a few different people that were kind of, when you had the tale of a pale white horse. Back in those days, I want to say that's when, it kind of got a little conscious. But outside of that, it wasn't a Walk of Vinci and things like that where I was from.
Did you, you just mentioned Bill Cooper. Did you have a chance to listen to any of his original broadcasts, or did you just read his book?
I haven't. Just the book. But I need to go check it out. Now you didn't put the book on my head, but I haven't heard the broadcast, but the book was a major thing to everybody back in the day.
Yeah, it certainly was. There's no question about that. Now, you just mentioned, sightings in Ohio, but I just had Billy witness his first stuff in the sky up at ECETI, and I know he called you.
Oh
he goes, man, I'm calling Donny.
Man, he told me all about it, man. I'm just amazed, man. Like, I really got to get out there, man. I want to see it for myself, for real.
That was the first thing that he said. Donnie's got to be here. It was now. See, that's the thing. Donnie, we all know that there is something going on, and the man, I when I say the man, and I do it on every show, I mean the man. It doesn't matter if it's DC or law enforcement or the military or corporations, whatever. They're all withholding information from us. But when you go out like Billy did, because Billy believes that there is something going on, just like you do. But when you go out there and look up at the sky and see something for the first time. Now, we were using night vision, but we saw plenty of stuff without the night vision, too, as well. And when that happens to you, when that happens to you the first time, you think you believe before, you really walk away going, the man is holding back. The man is really lying to us.
Absolutely. And it may be to the point that it's not even alien. I mean, we can't count that out. But when you think about the billionaires and different people, they got toys we can't imagine. They out there flying into space. If you got the money to do it, and there's other stuff out there, and they out there getting minerals and things, why wouldn't it? I think most UFOs could be us on some, to some degree. I just feel like, alien, is, we can't think human. We can't think, just human every time. And I feel like if I would bet my money, some of the billionaires got toys we can't even imagine. Technology we can't even imagine. They already have.
You bring up a really good point. If let's say we go out, you and I, we're together, and we see a crazy UFO, right? Unidentified flying object. Now, we have a question here. Is it us or them? If it's them, if it's ET, to me, it's like no harm, no foul. I expect that. We are not alone in the universe. I don't think that's that big of a deal. You know where I have a problem? I have a problem if it's us and the government isn't disclosing that to us. That I have a problem with.
It's highly likely. The thing is, I'm pretty sure it's a lot we don't know. We haven't even seen inside this earth. We haven't even been able to get up there to take our own pictures. So, we can't, if you're getting all your knowledge from books and you're getting it all from YouTube, you got to know you're not getting 100%. And I think we don't have the technology or the proactiveness to try to get to the level of being able to get these pictures and things for ourselves.
Now,
everything has been given to us.
Now, I'm going to ask you about a line from one of your songs. Okay. I want everybody to know that Donnie and I, right now, he has no idea. This is just another Fade to Black freeform conversation. He has no idea what I'm about to ask. Okay. and one of the lines in one of your songs, you say, I am an ET.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Explain it.
Well, just think about it. Think about if there's something out there that don't know about us, which is almost 100 million% correct. So I am ET to anything that's out there, because there is a lot out there, and we're aliens and gods looking for aliens and gods. The thing is, we don't. We're so used to everything we got. We're so used to all this technology that is normal. We're so used to being tall giants is normal. We don't realize, what we are. So at the end of the day, we are the ETs. We are the extraterrestrials to anything else that's out there, which is almost 100% possible, correct, confirmed. I can't see it no other way. You look up there, it's millions of places, millions of people that don't know about our culture. They don't know about our movie stars. They don't know about our musicians. They don't know about the stuff that's buried under our ground. So we're the ETs.
What do your parents think about this part of your career?
Well, what I'm saying? My dad is passed. My mom, she's very still, church-like, but she's still, always stay optimistic. She's never said, my mother's easygoing, so she'll hold on to her belief. But at the end of the day, this world is magical. So if you really want to wake up, you got to get beyond the books and terms and definitions. And if you realize your mind is a projection of what you want to see, if you believe that, and that's how people become billionaires. You look at Napoleon Hill and all these great people. They tell you that your mind creates your reality. So I can't tell my mother that she can't create her Jesus and believe in it, and that it's not going to work for her. So we have to be able to be humble enough to let everybody know that it's a million mechanics and possibilities of ways for things to work. And that's what I think we get caught up in the way of everybody thinking it's got to be one certain kind of way, but it doesn't.
Now,
everybody can create.
I have a feeling you haven't had that conversation with your mom. Or
no,
have you?
She know it. I have it. And we have heated discussions for hours. I've been trying to convert her. She's been trying to convert me.
Right,
so brother, we go at it. Yeah, we go at it. We have heated discussions. But it's it's good. Good stuff. And sometimes we get through a little bit. But at the end of the day, we definitely had that. Cause, and at the end of the day, I have to respect everybody. That's what I'm learning to be, because that's the only way you're going to be able to really be well. Love is the universe. So you can't get so caught up in the way you want to condemn somebody's other way of doing it, or just say their information is not wrong. That's like somebody telling us there ain't no aliens. You know what I'm saying? It's like they can't tell us that. We look up there and we see something. So they look in them books and see something. They have experiences that they have proof and things that they live and testimony by, So I don't know, man. I think none of us have 100% of it. So anybody that knows it all knows nothing.
With writing songs, which is always a personal experience, that it's a thing that you're writing for yourself, right? And I understand that. But the flux, the craziness that this planet is going through today, I thought we went through a lot of stuff in the 80s. I thought we went through a lot of stuff in the 70s. I thought we went through a lot of stuff in the 60s. Today, 2018, I don't think this planet is ever tripped like it is tripping today. Does that influence what you are writing about now? Are you as concerned with the direction of this planet the direction that it is going in? Is that part of your message?
Absolutely. We try our best to attack every situation that needs to be said. We made a lot of songs. We made a song for to raise money for Haiti when they was going through the thing. We made a song for Colin Kaepernick taking there. Everything we have to speak on. Black community things, world things, love and bringing people together. I made the song Love Power. So a lot of the things is to bring people together. And then at the same token, as an artist, it's my duty to make people, give them an escape, and they don't have to be a raunchy escape, and not to say there's nothing wrong, because I respect the whole spectrum of the music, because all of it is important. All of it is lyrical hieroglyphics, we have to learn all the lessons. We can't just learn the good stuff, because we're leaving a time capsule for the next generation. So they need to know the wars, they need to know the drugs, they need to know, everything. Everybody's speaking a voice, and once we get past good and bad, then we'll realize we just here to learn a lesson. But yes, a lot of the music is about trying to bring people together and speak on everything. And then just typical stuff. Sometimes it's about people wasting their time. I got a lot of new songs I'm going to drop. I got a song that's coming out, and it's called It Ain't Much Out Here, and it's kind of like it sounds like a club kind of song that people can vibe to, but at the same token, it's like from a angle of somebody that's tired of that life and kicking it and just wasting time, wasting money. And you just out here, and it's something they could dance to, but at the end of the day, it has a message. It ain't much out here. We do the same thing, but there's so many things to learn, man. We can, talk about all the bad things, but we still have to find ways to put love back in people's hearts, because that's why I really don't vibe with a lot of the media, a lot of the news. I know it's going down, and I know I got to make songs with certain things, you know what I'm saying? But at the same token, I hate it so projected and so repeated, and it's so, I think all that stuff subconsciously create the next situation and create the next, thing. I think if they just stop, showing so much negativity all the time, I just don't want to keep regurgitating all the bad stuff, at the same token.
Yeah, and I don't understand how this divisiveness has surfaced so quickly here, where it's just like everybody is getting divided. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's sports or music or food, clothes, TV shows, everybody now is getting divided, and I'm uncomfortable with that. But it happened very quickly, Donnie. It was like it was simmering there, just waiting to explode. And I can't really figure out how we got here, but we've got to be able to right the ship. We've got to be able to just learn quickly that we are all earthlings here. And I don't want to. I say it so often. I walk around with flowers hanging out of my pockets. I want to be the glass is half full, and I want to, be positive without any negativity around me. But then I start to sound like some 1970s self-help, just enlightened. I don't want to sound like that. I just want to.
Those are gifts to the world, man. You're a gift to the world. People like that, the light workers and the people that put a smile on people's face. Because right now, everything is so busy. And we're all victim. I know I'm victim to it. So sometimes I'm so busy. I'm like, yo, man, sometimes I got to slow down and be like, yo, let's take time out to do something for somebody else, or just help somebody else. So, it's okay to be like that. We have to protect ourselves and, stay on guard. But, people that can be that, I commend it, man.
Yeah, exactly. Well, let's take a break right here. When we come back, I'm going to play a couple of tracks, and we're going to talk about those. And then I've got to talk about the Anunnaki. I've got to talk about Sitchin.
Absolutely.
I've got to talk about the Sumerian tablets. We got to one of your videos. We'll talk about that too when we come back. But you were wearing a pharaoh headdress. And I was like, man, there's not a zone, Donnie, that you will not go into. You are cool with it. If it's there, you're going to do it.
Man.
Let's take a break right here.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Donny Arcade is our guest. This is Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. We're going to go not only play some music, but we've got a lot of areas that we got to get into tonight. And I promise we're going to do them all. It's Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Stay with us.
Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Does your basement or crawl space have a damp, musty smell? Well, watch out! That's a sign of too much moisture and not enough ventilation. And that can mean increased mold growth and the buildup of harmful toxins and gases. Don't bother with a dehumidifier. It just circulates the same unhealthy air. Now there's a better way to remove these dangers and odors. It's with the computerized Wave Moisture Control Unit that reduces moisture and expels pollutants.
We replaced our old dehumidifier with the Wave unit, and in only 3 weeks, our basement is dry and the musty smell is gone.
Wave units require no maintenance, no buckets of water or filters, and costs only pennies a day to run. Breathe better, live healthier with an affordable, no-maintenance Wave unit. Call 888-717-WAVE, 888-717-WAVE, or visit dryhealthyhome.com. Dryhealthyhome.com.
Ride the wave. Wave Home Solutions for a healthy, comfortable home.
Hello, I'm Katie, and you're listening to my main man, Jimmy Church, on jimmychurchradio.com.
Hi, this is Ray Hobbs here, repping the planet, and you're listening to my good friend, Jimmy Church, Fade to Black, on the Game Changer Network and the KGRA Digital Broadcast Station.
This is Toby Kebbell. You're listening to jimmychurchradio.com. Don't hurt me, Jimmy. I'm only little.
Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier. And this is Ari Gold. We're the Honey Brothers. Well, we are of the Honey Brothers. Hey, I'm Adrian Grenier.
And I'm Ari Gold.
We're the Honey Brothers.
And you're listening to Jimmy Church.
The Revolution.
Ancient Life Oil. Life-changing. The real oil. CBD is truly Ancient Life Oil from the source. This oil has no psychoactive effect and is also legal in all 50 states. When you're healthy, you're happy. The truth about this wonderful plant is that it wants to give back to mankind life, longevity, and happiness. Ancient Life Oil are golden grade, all organic, non-GMO, and infused with high-quality liquid coconut oil. It's simple. Just go to ancientlifeoil.com today. That's ancientlifeoil.com. The best, purest, organic, and non-GMO CBD in the world. Go Beckley Tappy. The statements made regarding these products have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Please consult your healthcare professional about potential interactions or other possible complications before using any product.
This is Micah Hanks of the Gralien Report, and you're listening to Jimmy Church on Fade to Black, across the globe on the Game Changer Radio Network and the one and only KGRA Radio, The Planet.
Welcome back, Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church, on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. Our guest tonight, Donny Arcade. This segment of Fade to Black is proudly brought to you by River Moon Coffee, makers of the Fade to Black blend. There you go. Promo code F2B blend. Head over to the banners at jimmychurchradio.com and you will get 15% off of your order right now. Fade to Black blend. It's dark and smoky. That's right. Donny Arcade. Donny,
yes.
Again, thank you for this incredible album, and to see it chart like it did when Billy called me, man, we hit Billboard, and I've been watching it. I've been watching it ever since, and I'm very proud of everything that you have done for not only for our community, but it's about the message and knowledge. In a second here, I'm going to play your single, Anunnaki, from the new album. And I want you to kind of give us the background on it and why did you write this song?
Okay, absolutely. Anunnaki, man, that was the breakout song, man. That was just a song that was just kind of channeled to me, man. I always read over the information and always been intrigued by it, so I just felt like it hasn't been a song about it, you know. And sometimes as an artist, man, it's more empathic. You know, we're not so black and white. You know, sometimes it's just you know, you get a melody sent to you, and it's up to you to hurry up and try to create that song, because what artists are, we are creating magic. And you know, and maybe they gave me that song. You know, I feel like you know, even when it comes to Anunnaki, that term is just a definition. You know, Anunnaki could have been, you know, hundreds of different things. You know, so a lot of times we just, you know, classify different people, but you know, we don't quite know everything. You know, so you know, it's beyond Inkian and Bill, you know, the things like that. You know, these things really exist. You know, I feel like they're able to channel the different people and different artists and give them information. You know, so that song is beyond magical because it got me where I'm at. You know, and like I said, I'm still, you know, on the mission. I'm not where I want to, you know, be. It's still a long way to go, but that song definitely, you know, put me in the right direction. And it was a magical song. And I want to say that song wasn't even written. That was just a song I freestyled.
Let's talk about that for a second. Okay, all right. Now, you know, for our audience, maybe we should define what freestyle is for them that don't know.
Okay.
And as you answer that, what comes first for you? Is it the music? Are you laying down drum tracks and thinking about the song that way, or is it the lyrics that come first? And if you're freestyling, that adds a whole nother twist to all of this.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I say freestyling, you can, you know, when you're recording, you can freestyle. So I will sit in front of the mic and record. So I think in my head, I come up 4 bars in my head. All right, and then I let them 4 bars down. And then I'll think of the next 4 bars. And then I'll add that to that. So before you know it, you got a whole song. So when I say freestyle, it's like that. So it wasn't a whole freestyle all the way through one take. But as far as in 4-bar segments, 8-bar segments, the song was completed. But as far as the order, typically it starts with the beat. You know, in most cases, a beat will inspire a melody. I might hum out the whole song before I even go into the lyrics. I already kind of know exactly how I ride this beat, because my style is more beat driven. Really, with Arcade, you're not going to get the same rap each time. You're going to get a different cadence each time. Almost every song is a different cadence or a different way I'm gonna ride the beat. So with that song, I want to say it was just a beat, and I didn't make that beat. It was a producer who made the original beat. The one that actually went out first. So the one that you have on the album is the one Gorilla Tech made. So he actually remade the song after it was already laid, and he just took the song to the next level. So that music that you hear was made after the actual lyrics, but when I actually laid the song down, it was the beat first, and then I laid the lyrics.
You know that's backwards, don't you?
Yeah, you know, but that's how hip hop is sometimes.
Right.
With me, you got to really ride the beat. Sometimes people get so caught up on the words, and the words will come if you're a good writer. But the most important thing in most great music is the way you ride the beat.
Now, so I want to be clear here. Are you suggesting that you have the beat, you rap to the beat, and then you add the music later?
Absolutely. No, the beat is first.
No.
So when I say a beat in hip hop, the beat is complete. You know, like it's not right. Most hip hop beats are simple. So when I say the beat is first, the beat is actually a complete, you know, instrumental.
Right.
And once you got the instrumental, you'll put the lyrics on top after you hit a beat.
No, I understand that. I was referring to the actual instrumentation that's added. The instrumentation, is it there with the beat when you are laying the lyrics in, or are you adding that later?
Well, in most cases, the beat is a complete composition. I mean, most hip-hop beats, if you come across a producer, typically it's not much live instruments. In most cases, it's all synthesizers. So most of the... You know, so it's really no music to put after the lyrics. In most cases, it's just an instrumental beat and then the lyrics. But in this case, we made like a earlier version where that lyric existed, and then they made a beat on top of the lyric. So
all right.
In that case, it went the opposite.
Let's play this track. Now, I think this may be the early version. Okay, not the one. You tell me after we play it. So here we go. This is Anunnaki from Donny Arcade.
Yeah,
let's go.
Let's start with it. Whoa. Anunnaki. 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 Spaced out with it. Anunnaki. 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 I'm spaced out with it. Anunnaki. 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 Coming to America like King Joffrey. Came in here to get the resources and I get the money like I'm Junior Mafia. Looking like I wouldn't read up. Looking like I might be King Tut. I don't even try to mean mug. All the talking just might get you beamed up. Looking at this planet we done came up. I just came here with that green stuff. I'm a giant to you little rappers and I body slam them all like Zangup. They don't know what they should name us. Came from the sky and taught them strange stuff. Call us demons, call us angels. Call us guys, call us stables. Taught them how to do the mathematics. Taught them how to do the biology. Niggas try to say Illuminati, but they ain't knowing that I'm Anunnaki. Yeah. Anunnaki. Anunnaki. Got him talking to the puppet, Hieroglyphics with the spaceship. Chris Columbus with the iPhone. You a motherfucking get your mind blown. Yeah. Anunnaki. 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 Spaced out with it. Anunnaki. 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 I'm spaced out with it. Anunnaki. Spaced out with it. Anunnaki. Spaced out with it, Anunnaki. Spaced out with it, Anunnaki. Spaced out with it, Anunnaki.
Oh man, the track, the track dropped.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so funny. The track.
I appreciate y'all, man. But that's the original, man. That is the original.
Yeah, I listened to both versions today, and I started to get confused.
It's all good. I love that version, man. I mean, that's the original version I laid at my house. That's the original version. You know, it's the rough version, but the newer version sounds a little bit more, you know, it's professional and done in a bigger studio, a big time producer. But that's still a magical version to me as well, man. Thank you, man.
The influences that you're out there and researchers today, who is it that inspires you? You know, like Corey Goode, David Wilcock, or Richard Dolan, or Linda Moulton Howe. You know,
a little bit of everybody, man. I mean, I listen to a lot of Delbert Blair. There's a lot of old school cats, you know what I'm saying, that was into the knowledge, but they was putting this on in the black community as far as different people, you know what I'm saying, as far as like that, but Delbert Blair and different people like that. But you know, we kind of go through all of them. I kind of checked out a little bit of everybody. But at the same token, I'm not no book-heavy person. I'm just I'm an artist. So in most cases, you know, I'm inspired but my memory is good in most cases, so I can absorb things. But at the same token, I listen to a little bit of everything. I know nothing is 100%, so I never really just stick by, okay, it's all Sitchin or it's all Van Daniken or, whatever the case may be. But they all inspired me, a lot of them, so many of them.
There was...
Even you.
Well, thank you for that. I want to ask you this. Back in this is in the 80s, and I was living with, it doesn't matter who I was living with, but just let me say that one of my roommates came home, and he was black, and we were going through, I was going through a lot of religious things at that time, all right? I'm reading a lot of stuff. I'm confused. I'm freaking out, and UFOs and aliens. This is in the 80s. And I was going through that transition. I'm like 21, 22 years old. And my roommate comes home with his cousin. And his cousin says to me that the CIA, and this is what he says to me. He says, the CIA invented crack, right? I said, no, stop with that. No, man. And they did it here in LA, man, to bring us down, and you're part of it too, and you need to understand, and this is what's going on. I was like, oh, come on, man. That's a bit of a, and so years later, when I read all of the documentation on how that went down, I went back to the original conversation that I had in my living room with my roommates at that time, where my mind was blown, but I just thought to myself at that time, this is a bit of a stretch. It's possible, maybe, but and then I find out that it actually happened that way, and it really opened my eyes, Donnie, as to how powerful the man can be in manipulating the truth for society. Right? You don't know these days what is a conspiracy and what is not. The things that you would never think were a conspiracy probably are, and the things that you think are a conspiracy probably are not, right? It's like they've really...
we just never know. It's just like, but when you think dealing with strategic entities that think long term, it's hard for anybody to see the game that you're in. So the game, you'll see one piece of the trap, but can you see the full game? Because it could be all a game. This whole thing is a game. We just don't know. We've been stripped of all our spiritual knowledge and spiritual connection. We don't know what's going on with this situation. We don't know what is being held back. Just think if the animals were being held back. Chemicals been released thousands of years ago to keep them from getting smart. We never know what kind of things went on and what kind of hierarchies been broken. And I think a lot of things in the original formats were a lot different than what it is right now. I even look at females. I feel like females have been held back. And that might be because of past wars, that been lost, or different things that have been. So the game is so big that we can't realize what's going on. I think a lot of things been done on purpose, out of spite. So we don't know.
I know, and the question is why, and why are they trying to suppress certain knowledge from us? What is the advantage of hiding the Sumerian tablets or the Anunnaki or who built the pyramids? What's the advantage of suppressing this knowledge?
Yeah, but the advantage is for people to be able to see outside the bubble and get help from their ancestors. And that's all it is. When you realize there's no life or death, it's all life, then you'll realize, like, people that died are still doing something right now and able to help you and guide you. Yeah, and people just don't know. It's so deep. And I think a lot of people just don't want you to have the knowledge. Just like the knowledge in the dark world. We're so scared to go in that dark world because we've been scared. But just like y'all with messing with the Ouija board and all that kind of stuff, and it's not something I do. But at the same token, that's ancient magic that's been held with hell, and a lot of that magic, numbers 666, all this numerology and things are things. Most things they want you to be scared of. You may want to be like, okay, let me just understand it. Let me study everything. Let me just try to learn and try to see through the veil.
That's interesting, because if they take our eyes off the prize and we don't think that there's that life is actually very simple, right? You're born, you work, you pay taxes, you die. You know what I mean? And that if there was knowledge out there that there was much more to our universe and us and other dimensions and other worlds, then suddenly our focus is taken off of what they want us to focus on, which is nothing. They want us to focus on nothing.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, we have no more knowledge of nature and self. We'll go in the forest, die in a few days, let alone be in the jungle. So we're so detached from our true nature. And even with these phones are bad. I almost not want to have a cell phone. I don't like the Wi-Fi signal. I don't, because we don't know what kind of apps is on the other side. We have our apps. They have their apps too. They have the apps that that's looking this way. So we don't know what kind of apps that sit here and mess with our psychology or our mood. We don't know. So I think a lot of these phones is bad for us. We're forgetting stuff. We don't know how to get places anymore. We don't know phone numbers anymore. We don't know how to write anymore. People don't even know curse words anymore. Let alone the Wi-Fi and the 5G. It'll probably go up to 12G in the next 20 years. We never know, how much radiation can we take.
With some of the bigger names out there, and I'm speaking of David Wilcock or certainly Linda Moulton Howe. Corey Good has only been around for a couple of years, but his message has just absolutely exploded. What do you think it is about society that, and especially inside of our community, that resonates with somebody like Corey Good or David Wilcock or Linda Moulton Howe, where I don't want to say it's almost cultish, but it's just that their message, as crazy as it may be to everybody else, it resonates with so many.
Yeah, because you're dealing with, we're all from all over the galaxy. We're all here for a mission. Some of these people are, we don't know, just like people don't know who I am. You know what I'm saying? People don't know the entity behind this body. So a lot of these people are magical people that's here to say something. We incarnated in the future. It's about to be 2020. So we incarnated in a time where information is booming, technology moving faster than anything. Just look how long it took for them to be able to take flight, and that wasn't that long ago. Look at everything we didn't attain since the Wright brothers. That was a boom. It's a flash. So even right now, you're getting these magical speakers. I hear some of them. I don't hear all that works, but I know it's connecting because it's a magical time, and people are awakening to the point to be able to understand it. Because a lot of this information was out there a little bit, but people looked at you like you were crazy 20 years ago. So now almost 9 out of 10 people were almost are kind of woke in so many ways.
Yeah, the recent polls, and they're done every single year, but the most recent polls, the numbers are out of control now, where it's 75% of the United States, 75%, 3 out of 4 people believe that we are not alone in the universe. 50% have seen a UFO. 1 out of 2 people, if you go up to them and ask them, if they've seen a UFO in the sky. And those numbers weren't that way, 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago. They've gone up and up and up and up. And I agree with you. Most of the world today is woke. They understand.
Yeah. And the thing is, we have to realize, we have to just look at the big picture and be able to really appreciate the mass wave that's going on, because it's going on. It caught all of us. I think about 10 years ago, all of us was eating anything, thinking anything, but now we're woke. I'm still awakening. I've only been woke about 4 years, so all of us come from the hood, different places all over the world. We're all different places, but at the same token, we're awakening to our real inner self and realizing that we're all a piece of the God entity, whatever it is. I feel the God, I feel the power, I feel the energy for doing right and treating people right and living, because that's the true power. The true power is just being able to humble yourself up and stop knocking other people, stop banishing other people, and realize the world is a lot bigger than what we see. And,
I wanted to ask you really quick before the break. We'll pick it up when we come back. But I have to ask you, man, flat Earth. Flat Earth, Donny.
The thing is, I'm not a flat earther.
Good.
Me personally, I'm not a flat earther at all. To me, I just see everything. But I think it's beyond flat earth or globe, because we haven't seen our pictures. It could be flat at one piece of it and the rest of it could be a sphere. So, it could all be possible. We never know what it is until we get up there and take our own pictures. It could be a big tunnel going straight down space, and we don't even been able to see the picture, because coming straight from Antarctica, just imagine it's a whole bridge to go straight to the moon. Coming from Antarctica, it sounds crazy, but hey, we never know, because we can't take our own picture.
Well, personally, I'm kind of relieved that the whole flat Earth thing just died away and disappeared. But were you?
Were you agenda? I believe.
Were you surprised to see how quickly that took off and who was talking about it? Shaquille even jumped in.
Hey, man, everybody have a right to speak, man. And I just think, hey, man, it's cool. It's beyond that, man. It's so beyond that, because we're beyond this physical 3D world. So when you realize the spiritual world, you'll be beyond race, you'll be beyond shape and form. You'll realize this, when you dream, and that might be you waking up. That might be the real life. We may be in a dream right now. And just imagine that.
I know. And you know what scares me about that, Donny, is we've got a lot of very bright, rich, successful engineering, scientific types here in California, up in Silicon Valley, that are talking about that like for real. We're talking about very smart people. And when you hear somebody say, well, I think we live in a holographic universe. This is a holographic world. This is binary. This is computer chip stuff. And you just got to step back and go, dude, are you crazy? Or do you know something that I don't?
My mind feels separate from this body. This body feels like an iPhone to me. You know what I'm saying? My mind is not in this body. People keep thinking their mind is inside their head, but my mind is using this body like an iPhone. And that's how I feel. My mind is a little bit above this body. That's the only artistic way I can explain it. But even when you dream, even when I dream, man, sometimes, and I can't remember every time, but sometimes I know I'm talking. Sometimes I feel like I'm sitting there philosophizing with other philosophers super loud, and it's so real. So who can say that world ain't real as this? And we know that world. We don't look at that world as a physical world, but it may be.
Isn't your line in Anunnaki something like they influence Socrates?
Absolutely. I feel like, and that was a figure of speech, a metaphor to say we influenced everything right on that level, because if somebody's going to give you knowledge, we're giving them knowledge. And just imagine if we went up to the moon and saw a little collection of little critters, and we went up there and gave them some knowledge, gave them paint, and gave them, you know, colors that they never seen before. Imagine that. Imagine you seeing a color you ain't never seen before. Because we can't imagine. We could think about a guy, but can you really imagine a guy that's greater than you? That's the one thing we haven't seen yet as a human, physically. And I think it's almost hard for us to imagine something greater than us, or, you know, more intelligent.
Oh, it's
make
there.
us feel like an animal.
Oh, yeah, completely. Like an ant.
Like a cat. Like, we had the luxury of not being able to feel like that, but it's not impossible.
No, that's only because we live here. That's why we don't feel like it. But you're absolutely right. There's a lot out there, a lot smarter than we are. Let's take a break right here, Donnie. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Fade to Black. Our guest tonight, Donny Arcade. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. More with Donnie after this short break. Stay with us.
Way out here, we listen to Jimmy Church.
You're listening to Fade to Black.
Always on the edge of the hottest alternative talk. Jimmy Church with Fade to Black. KGRARadio.com.
¿Qué tal, mis amigos? Yo soy Mario Carson, el tiburón, y los invito para que escuchen a mi buen amigo Jimmy Church Radio. ¡Claro que sí!
Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously, go Beckley Tappy.
Do you worry a lot? Whether you're a college student, busy professional, parent, or grandparent, ongoing stress and elevated levels of the stress hormone cortisol can rob your memory, your health, and your future. Now you can combat the effects of stress and anxiety while improving your memory and recall at the same time with the dietary supplement Calm and Clever. Studies show that the ingredients in Calm and Clever reduce cortisol by as much as 30% in 1 to 2 weeks. Call 1-800-758-8746 or calmandclever.com.
You listen to us, and we listen to you. And so does the CIA. KGRARadio.com.
Hi, folks. What can I say without making claims? CBD is truly the buzzword for health. What does it do? Government institutions will not allow me to say what this wonderful oil does for us. But I can say it's non-GMO and organic. I can say it's 0.003 THC, which in plain English means you won't get high. There are those that want to squash your freedom to buy natural products. Fight back with your purchase power. In the end, it is you that takes care of your health. Go to ancientlifeoil.com. One more time, ancientlifeoil.com.
You are listening to Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Network.
Oi, oi, I'm Reese Evans. You're listening to Jimmy Church. This is Revolution. The revolution will not be televised. The revolution is on radio. Ciao.
Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Our guest tonight, Donny Arcade. The segment of Fade to Black is proudly brought to you by Numana Food Storage. Emergency food storage for you and your family. Use the promo code Jimmy10 right now when you click on the Numana banner. And every order over $100 is going to give you peace of mind and get you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Hey, Donny, you got a Fade to Black t-shirt yet?
Please, I need one. I don't have one, but we need to make that happen so I can put it in my next video.
Okay. Well, I gave them to Billy. So Billy, no, I'm just kidding, man. I wouldn't do that.
Put him on the spot. Forbidden knowledge with my shake, man.
Man, Billy Billy,
I need one, man.
Billy just threw his iPhone across the room. I can't believe Church just said that. But yeah, we'll get those out to you right away, man. I can't wait to see that sported in the next video.
Absolutely.
Now, I want to play another track from the new album, and I'm torn between Alien and MK Ultra. I don't know, Time Machine 2, though, man. Oh, No Surrender. Wait a minute, No Surrender.
Wow.
That's got Cruz in it. It's got Cruz in it and Jackson Turner.
Cruz and Jackson Turner, man. Pantheon and Elite Records, man. You already know, man. No Surrender. Classic.
So what do you want to do?
Hey, we probably need to play two of them.
We got to do what?
We might need to play two of them. Which
oh no, we got plenty of time. Yeah, we're going to do all of that. I'm saying right now, you're the DJ. Which one are we going to spin?
I think we should go with No Surrender. Man.
Okay,
let's go ahead and set that out, man. No Surrender.
Let's do this. This is No Surrender featuring Cruz and Jackson Turner. Now, when you guys listen to, for the audience, when you listen to Cruz and Jackson Turner do their sections of the song, these two artists are fully awake, aren't they? I mean,
absolutely. I mean, they inspire me, man. You know what I'm saying? Just good souls, good brothers, man, with a lot of knowledge, man. Me and Cruz actually did Halls of Amenti on it was one of the singles that we dropped that was on the last album. But Halls of Amenti, a classic record. I don't know if you heard that one, Jimmy.
I have.
You really need to hear that one. You heard that one?
Oh yeah. Billy told me about that a few months ago, and I went straight away and listened to that. But what is No Surrender about?
Well, man, it's just the art of never giving up, man. No Surrender. We wanted to make something that was more of an anthem for anybody, man. So it could be whether you're going through something personal in your life, you want to try to, make sure you get through your workout, get through your work, chase your dream, chase your goals, attain your money. I think it applies to anybody that don't want to surrender. So that was just something to give the world, to give everybody a reason to keep on pushing.
And there's one other section, and I think it's Cruz. I want the audience to listen when he raps about orbs. You know what I'm talking about, Donny.
Man.
And when he hit that, I was just like, man. Okay, all right.
It's futuristic, man.
Let's do this right now. Here we go. No Surrender off the new album, Return of Enki. Here we go.
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play? Are we the hunters or are we the prey? There's no surrender and there's no escape. Are we the hunters or are we the prey?
Surrender like I'm creeping on the come up. Light it up just like the 4th of summer. Doing magic like a sorcerer on them. Gust of wind, take away opponents. Time is precious, I ain't got a second. These ain't verses, these are Kasha records. 111 333 555. I get the message. They don't want no smoke, they don't want no static. Gotta want it more than they want you to have it. Walking through the madness, looking at the damage. So apocalyptic on this canvas. Prophesizing like a prophet, it's unreal. Ain't no use in using logic. There's nothing they could do to stop it. I'm about to take off in this rocket.
Came down from the ninth dimension, no surrender till we cut the tension. Call me Cinder from Killer Instinct. But my body goes on fire when I rap in the instinct. Ain't nobody on this planet make a god surrender. Goes for any phony, any fake pretender. Transmute energy, I'm an aura bender. You gon' catch heat, I don't care who sent ya. Watch how I fuse every letter I use into a lyrical enlightenment. I pick and I choose, and every word I say I let it right into the music. Hit you faster than lightning, I'm the rapping Zeus. Am I really Ares, the god of war? I am every human that is being and more. Who ready to play? Who be in the shadows? I'm the infinite creator. You ain't ready to battle, no surrender.
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play? Are we the hunters or are we the prey? There's no surrender and there's no escape. Are we the hunters or are we the prey?
Get about the mind. Triclops, telepathic eye. Fibonacci process, I'ma multiply by the amount behind. Rise, unfold like a lotus flower. By design, Rome gets stopped by Selassie I when them shots are fired. Nitrous oxide, this rocket science spit. High five like a roster guy. Top 5 playlist, check Spotify. You doubt the job, you need not apply. Eye to eye, open wide. Fiber optic sight like binoculars. Focus high. Disengage like a bodhisattva. That local consciousness, all goodbye. Even if one soul survivors on the road to righteousness, fine.
Who's in the shadows? Who's ready to play? Are we the hunters or are we the prey? There's no surrender and there's no escape. Are we the hunters or are we the prey?
Man, oh man, yo, that sounds good, man. That's magic, man. That's just true magic right there.
Okay, I'm watching Twitter. Wait a minute, I know that girl's voice. Who is that? Okay, we got to give some credit here. Donnie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, you're listening to the tracks. Okay. Donnie's listening to the tracks.
Yeah, I'm just vibing.
Who is that fabulous female voice on the choruses?
Yes, that's the amazing Irma Gloria that actually was featured on my song Carpe Diem as well. Amazing opera singer, able to do all different, styles and tones with her voice, man. But shout out to Irma Gloria.
Incredible. I mean, the production. Okay, so producer.
Well, on that particular one right there, we work with so many different producers, so there's really no particular producer that we work with for each album. So each one is different. So on that particular one, I don't have their name off top. Some of the beats we all kind of go back around and pick. And that particular beat was one that Billy Carson, was a producer they work with. And he actually sent me the beat to be on that song. So in that particular case, I really didn't know which producer did that beat.
Now,
I just sent my verse in.
Who mixed it, Donnie?
Shout out to Gorilla Tech. Gorilla Tech is out of Miami, Florida. He's an amazing producer. And he does a lot of our tracks. But Gorilla Tech. He pretty much mixed the whole album.
It's amazing. I'm serious too.
Thank you, man.
It's just absolutely amazing. Okay, now let's change gears just a little bit. My producer, one of my producers here, his name is Hilton Palm, and I went to school with him, and he's great, and he's been with me since I'm going to say 2008, 2009, long time. He was born and raised, still lives in South Central LA. And when I say South Central, a lot of people, use that term loosely. He is literally lives on like 88th and South Central Avenue. Okay. Right. I mean, right there. And he's black. Right. And I asked him one time, I said, Hilton, ever seen a UFO? He goes, man, nope. And even if I did, I wouldn't say anything about it. And this was on the air, and I said, well, why is that? And he said, look, I just feel that in our culture where we are at, there's certain things we know. I mean, we believe in ghosts, we believe in things, and we believe in but it's not necessarily something that we talk about. But when it comes to UFOs and ETs in our culture, I'm speaking of where I was raised, in South Central. He said, even if we saw something, we wouldn't talk about it. And why do you think that is? And I bring it up. This isn't a reach. When you go to a UFO conference and you see 1,000 people there, 990 of them are going to be white. You're going to see a few, from around the world, but by and large, the UFO community is is represented by a couple of drunk guys on a boat in Louisiana out in a swamp that say that they just got abducted. That's what this community.
Well, the thing is, it's both sides of it, and sometimes we have to give, like we are in that zone of awakening, and sometimes you got to give people time to come around, generations to come around. But then at the same token, and even in the black community, black people they're very spiritual and they're very connected to a lot of things in some ways. So sometimes, it's beyond UFOs. Some people, you go back to the Dogon Church, you go to a lot of these ancient things that have been in different cultures, and all cultures, because all cultures are amazing. All of us have our different magical things about us, and it's just like I think in that world, they're dealing with a different way of magic, and sometimes people don't want to mess it up because it's been working for them to some degree. Because I learned to respect everybody's point of view, and truthfully, that's the only way we can awaken everybody, for everybody to be humble enough to understand your way ain't the only way. Because people become part of the problem when people start thinking like that. You might as well be, everybody else. Because if everybody get to a point where say, I learned everything, you have to believe this and nothing else. So you have to believe in UFOs. So in some cases, they might be more advanced than UFOs. They don't need that no more. They'll summon a UFO. So you just never know. Especially, I've seen a lot of magical people, a lot of my ancestors and aunts with different things, had real magical knowledge of different things. Some of that, all that stuff is just, that's another level of being able to really know what's on the other side. Because, and in my heart, I still think, something that's truly alien might not be UFO. I really think billionaire boys is out there with different levels of technology. To me, a UFO is too similar to ours. Now, if you're talking ghosts, different entities and things like that, that's alien. To me, that's the super advanced. Right. We don't need no craft. We don't need no metal and fuel. So anything that's up there burning fuel, you're not that advanced.
No, including us.
It's not that advanced. No. And I just think Hollywood has gave us all these definitions of what's what. We forgot what's what. And aliens should be right under our nose. Some of these animals are the aliens. All the aliens are here. We did, and like I said, I feel like some of these things may have been stripped of the pineal glands and different things. We never know what was what. And if you go back to a lot of those hieroglyphics and things, you saw walking animal figures and different things, and alligators and lions walking around like we were walking around. So I just think any mad genius or person that's weaker than something else that's going to figure out a way to take them back in time. And they're doing it first now, chemtrails, all this stuff. So why it couldn't happen before? And I think it happened before. I think we've been stripped of our knowledge, stripped of our true powers, and I think the rest of the world is where it just don't apply to us. Sometimes I try to look at the truth as in nature in so many ways, and I think that's the real advance. It's nature. Because we'll get caught up in metal UFOs and spacesuits, but that ain't that advanced to me.
No, you're right. You're right. You know what? When people bring that up to me, I'll lay it out right now. I'll lay it out to you, Donnie. You want proof that E.T. is here? House cats. House cats.
Absolutely.
House cats.
They would know.
They figured it out. I mean, cats are E.T. Cats are aliens. They figured out that they're kind of like the Anunnaki, where now we are the cats' caretakers. We take it. They got it mastered, man. They totally figured out everything. They knew it in advance.
Yeah.
We are here
And
to
they're
take care. Go ahead.
Yeah. And no, I'm just saying the one thing about animals, they're so humble enough to not even prove to us what they know.
That's right. No, that's it. You look at it. Right. You look at a cat, a house cat, who's just laying there watching you do stupid things for them, right? And you look at that, and that cat is just like, is so much smarter than us. Right? I mean, no job. They live in a nice house. Everything is paid for. You know, everything is perfect in their world. We're stressing over death and taxes, and they're sitting there laughing at us. And we're supposed to be the smart ones.
The ultimate Zen master. Most cats and most animals, they're fully Zen.
Fully Zen.
And they have evolved past the point of having to prove anything. They like, man, the earth is where it's at. The earth is not at war.
That's exactly it. No, that's exactly it. And now I want to go back to the Sumerian tablets in Sitchin. We started to talk about that at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
When we look at us today, and let's just say you and I, right, Donnie and Jimmy, the version of you and the version of me has not been around here that long. And you and I haven't been here long enough to evolve. Everything else evolves over millions and millions and millions of years. But you and I, Donnie, us humans, Homo sapien sapien, we've been here for 150,000 years, 200,000 years at the max. And that's it. There's nothing. Science can't tell us anything else but that. That lines up perfectly with what Sitchin says and has referred to not only in the 12th planet, but what the Sumerian tablets have been saying and have said. It's documented. It just makes perfect sense, doesn't it?
Absolutely. I feel like this. We have the same materials we have today. We had that. So it's inevitable. You know, I mean, just imagine if we all crumble today and everything turns back to rock. They're not going to know our phones, our gadgets. They're not going to know any of our stuff, but we had it. So it's the same thing for anything that was here before. I mean, it could have been rebuilt and destroyed millions and millions of times over and over again. But I think a lot of the information is here. We are giants in a sense, and I think it's so hard for us to look at us like we're giants, you know, because it's a whole microscopic world that exists everywhere. So it's like that world, we don't know what exists in that world. I mean, it could be aliens here now. That's just so fucking small. My bad for my language, but it's so small that we can't see anything. So we're not able to see ourselves for what we really are. And I think a lot of the smoking guns is here. I mean, I think even when it comes to finding big bones and all this stuff, we don't know what that was. You know, how dare we call it all dinosaurs? You know, that stuff is the smoking gun of a lot of things that were bigger than us that was here, that we had intelligent minds, that probably had vehicles and everything else that's been buried and disintegrated. So I think a lot of that is all real. I mean, it's not hard to see that pretty much, you know, things have been here before. More intelligent things will be here after us.
And when it comes to Nibiru and that aspect of it. Do you think that the Anunnaki are going to eventually return?
Yeah, I mean, I think, even when it comes to Anunnaki, I hate to keep making Hollywood definitions for everything, because even with the Anunnaki, it's just like saying Earthlings. We have a lot of different things on Earth. We have all different things on Earth, but we can say spacelings. So just like Anunnaki, I look at Anunnaki as spacelings. There's all different things up there that will come down and have come down, or it has evolved to the point where it's no need to be seen. Why we are savages? I mean, who are we to greet? We're not going to greet nobody. We're going to kill them and try to take knowledge. We're not a peaceful nation or a world. I don't really think anything will come down to, make, conversation with us. It may be one day we'll be able to really have confirmation on that, but at the same token, we'll never know. And I think things are here every day. I really feel like some things maybe just don't want to be seen, or it might be too microscopic. We might not be able to see it with our technology. Our eyes can't even see all the colors in the spectrum. So it's like we're limited in so many, ways. I feel like we're robots. We're not even, real organic beings. It's like we're made from something else. But at the same token, it's like, what can we say? We can be here, and at the same token, we can meet something else from somewhere else. And I think everything that's on this planet is something from somewhere else.
That's okay. Let's stay right there for a second, because if we look at things in those terms, in that we always shoot first, right? That's what we do. We don't understand something. Yeah. We try to kill it. We shoot first, and it's human nature, and it's a sad way to look at things. But on the flip side of that, back in December of 2017, when CNN and the New York Times and everybody's, talking about UFOs, the planet didn't go into disarray, right? The Vatican didn't collapse. Yeah. Wall Street didn't. We didn't have people jumping off of buildings. And it made me feel, Donnie, that I think we're ready. I think we could handle the truth. If E.T. landed in New York City, Independence Day, I don't think we would freak out.
But to a degree, but I still think we're still thinking human. And like I said, if we're looking at something landing, that's nothing advanced. Now, if we saw something, and what the real ETs are demons and devils that people don't want to see. People, I don't think people are ready to really see something from out of this world, because it's not going to be what they expect. I think people are only comfortable if they see it land in a ship and it looks like it got seats and beds and somewhat similar to what we do. But come on, if you see a reptilian monster take form, I don't think people are ready for that. To some degree, I think people are ready for something that's similar. And I don't know if that's what it says.
Well, you live in Atlanta, right? Yeah. Okay, so, Peachtree, the big street there, right? Okay, let's just say traffic is stopped at 5 p.m. And as you know, that traffic is really rough, right? So, and a UFO goes up to like the Buckhead Mall, right? And lands.
All right.
Are you freaking out? You think that the people up there in Buckhead on the north side are going to freak out?
I'm not going to freak out. I'm going to try my best to see what's going on. If it's comfortable. Like I said, we don't know what's the temperature of these kind of people. So at the end of the day, we can end up being animals, or we can end up being peers. But at the same token, if it's something that's so beyond what we imagine, I don't think people are going to be ready. I think anybody will be cautious. If you saw a big monster come out, I mean, especially if it's something from somewhere else that can't even talk what we talk or communicate. But like I said, I think people are ready for something similar. They're ready for a smart alien that look like us, a Star Trek alien with different features, who still got ears, eyes, and nose. But I don't think that's the reality. And I think that's why a lot of people are not chosen to be visited, because they can't handle it.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Kind of bums me out, but that is the harsh reality.
Yeah. To some degree.
Well, and no matter what, because let's just say it may not necessarily, like you're saying, it may not have 2 feet, two arms, 2 legs, a mouth. It may have 10 of each, right, and be 40 feet tall.
Exactly.
Right?
It might just yell for every word, so we don't even know if it's saying hi or not, or whatever the case may be. But I just think something, it wouldn't even land. It wouldn't even need no craft. It was something on that level that traveled from that far. Then on some level, I think it would be entities. I think there's stuff all around us. And at the same token, I think there's a lot of us, because I feel like right now we're so caught up in the Hollywood world. We're so caught up in looking for something else. And if you realize this is all a simulation or game or some kind of world you created for yourself. So in that case, you might have created all this for yourself. So only if you created that entity that's out there somewhere, then it can come see you. But at the same token, right now, if you look at life, I can communicate with my future self right now by the decisions I make. And I think a lot of times my future self is guiding me and remembering and trying to, if this world is ill, and if time is not what we see it as, and time is a lot different and a lot longer and in many different directions, and we keep trying to learn something that's so less than what it, that's going to get us there.
Right. That is, let's pick that up when we come back. I want to continue that right there, and also we'll play a couple of more tracks too as well. Our guest tonight, Donny Arcade, and man, yeah, it's all that. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black. Stay with us.
Hi everybody, this is Rob Halford, the Metal God, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
This is KGRA Digital Broadcasting Station, Salt Lake City, Utah, Van Buren, Arkansas.
Okay, nurse, let's get this man to the ER stat.
Right away, doctor.
We see this every day. Heart attack or angina pain due to blocked and clogged arteries. Chelation can remove obstructions or blockages from arteries and help avoid painful and expensive surgery. Now there's Angioprim. It's a liquid oral chelation product that you take with juice. You start to feel the results fast. Angioprim increases blood flow all over the body, and that means more energy and strength to take on the day with less aches and pains. 60 years of research has gone into chelation, and Angioprim is the result. A safe and easy way to unblock your veins and arteries from buildup that slow circulation.
Paging Dr. Jones. Please report to the emergency room right away.
Log on now for a special radio offer from Angioprim. That's angioprim.com/radio. ANGIOPRIM. Angioprim.com/radio or call 877-882-7221. That's 877-882-7221.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7 with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Your contact for current news and trending topics. KGRARadio.com.
What can I say about the most popular tea on the internet? And what do customers say about Life Change Tea at GetTheTea.com? A lot. But by federal law, we at GetTheTea.com cannot make claims to how this product can enhance your health. We cannot even post our testimonies without being in compliance. So how do we get past the hump? Try our products at GetTheTea.com and see for yourself. You can send us a testimony, but we just can't post it. Bummer. Our products are GMO-free and organic. We pride ourselves in being the best we can be, and we urge you to take charge of your health. We're 11 years strong, and many of our customers have shared their successes with friends and family. Protect your colon. Log on to getthetea.com. That's getthetea.com. Getthetea.com. Getthetea.com.
Did you know that when you're on the road with limited data or Wi-Fi available, you can still listen to every minute of Fade to Black by just calling 605-562-4482? No smartphone, app, or internet needed. It saves your data plan and no extra cost if you have unlimited minutes. Just call 605-562-4482. You can listen to me, Jimmy Church, on any phone, anytime, anywhere. Go Beckley Tappy.
You want to know a secret? I love ponies. I really love ponies. I'm serious. I couldn't stay sane without ponies to brush.
Why fade to black? Because you never got that pony, damn it.
This is Fade to Black with Jimmy Church on the Game Changer Radio Network and KGRA, the Global Radio Alliance.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Our guest tonight, Donny Arcade. And this portion of Fade to Black is proudly brought to you by Bearing Optics. Go see your very own green chrome balls. Bearing Optics. Contact Alec Hoffman out there. The phone numbers and all the information you need are right there in the banners at jimmychurchradio.com. Absolutely amazing, life-changing experience when you get your very own night vision goggles. Now, back to our guest tonight, Donny Arcade. Donny, you mentioned something right before the break, which is the possibility of all of this as a simulation. And now you come from a different type of background I want everybody to understand that you are heavily into animation, graphics, video production. You understand ones and zeros and computers. So your background, when you say something like that, you have created your own artificial realities too as well. And so is that what you speak of, that the possibility is very real that we could be living in a simulation, including yourself?
Absolutely, 100%. And I just think our perception of reality, matter, I just think everything is all hypothesis. So for us to get to a point where we just say, okay, everything we know has been certain or 100% correct. So I just think it's a matter of us not truly understanding the nature of what we live in. It's probably deeper than matter, and it's deeper than one life, or it's deeper than one 24-hour day. I just think, our day is probably, who knows what the dream day is. That day might not just be a few hours. That could be a 48-hour day that we're in that world. So to me, that world is about as real as this world. But even doing animation, it's creepy, man, because you actually get to create. And I mean, just to actually create, I almost feel like I'm being trained as a world creator for the next life, because it feels like that, because it's almost like it's surreal for me to even be doing animation. I don't even know how I ended up in this world, or just being able to do this, but to be able to create yourself or create somebody else, make them talk, make them move. I can put the trees there, I can put the sky there, I can put the sun up there. It's really weird, and it's really weird for a species to get to a point of that expression. That lets you know something is different. Because, just imagine any other species getting to that form of expression.
I was reading an article today. I've talked about it a lot here on Fade to Black, but I was reading an article today. It was a headline over on RT about how the super rich are freezing their brains so they can come back in a couple of 100 years. Now, all of that sounds fine, okay, on the surface. but I think they're all going to be shocked when they find out that their soul hasn't come back to their brain, right? The brain, the memories may be there, but you are long gone, right? These tech billionaires and these oligarchs are after they die, and they're somewhere else in the universe starting another life, whatever.
Yeah, it could be a scam. It could, it could be a scam. It could turn out it is like, we'd probably never be able to speak to somebody on the other side that could tell us it was a scam, but it could be. No.
Well, now, okay, so you, Donny Arcade, somebody comes to you, and with your vast knowledge that you have of animation and artificial realities and artificial intelligence, if somebody came to you right now and said, Donny, we can upload you. We can upload you. You can live in an artificial world on a chip and achieve immortality. Would you do it?
Well, I think I'm already going to do that. I think I'm already doing it now in a different life, because the future is this. Because, it has to exist. I think we keep looking at time as right now we're living in that picture that somebody's looking at 50 years from now. Or right now, this radio show is playing in somebody's futuristic home 100 years from now. Right now. We're making history. We're making ripples. So I think the more we look at that, it's a possibility. Now, if they just came and asked me to leave today, no, I won't just leave today. Because nothing is worth my soul. If I don't want to leave, it's not worth it. I got people I love and things I want to do here in this world. So to sell yourself for anything won't be anything other than what you want to do. Now, that's something I was wanting to do and say, okay, yeah, I'm ready to go up there. Then yeah, but as of right now, no.
Well,
I keep training.
Yeah, totally, because it's one thing. I understand the ones and zeros of our brain, right? Memory, and if we could build that interface, which we already have, to offload and upload our memories onto a chip. I get that part, but what about the part that makes Donny Arcade Donny Arcade? Does that also get uploaded? Does your soul go with it?
Well, the thing is, I like, even with me, I said this body is a cell phone. My entity, or what I really am, is so much bigger. That is the monster. I know that's the monster because it's an ambition monster. It's so big and it's so ambitious and it's so powerful, and I can honestly say that I've been put here to do this. And I think sometimes it's just like being in a dream. I woken up in this dream and realized I'm in this dream, and I can change my reality. I can become any character I want to be, and I chose and I created this self. Because and that's how magical this world is, and that's why you got to get to the point where you don't let people put words on you, or put not things on you, because you have to be able to create yourself and create your own reality. So in so many ways, I am that thing. But like I said, when I feel my mind is not in that brain. What makes Donny Arcade is that ancient soul that feels a million years old. I feel millions of years old, man. Like, for real. I can't even remember not being conscious. I've been conscious forever.
Yeah. Do you feel a direct connection to maybe the Anunnaki or the ancient Egyptians?
Yeah. Absolutely. Not to just say Egyptians, because like I said, sometimes we get caught up in 100-year, 1,000-year history. Some of these things may be 1,000,000 years old or older. So it's like, sometimes I try to be neutral and I put my own personal names on things, and keep it open, because sometimes that's why people don't get blessed. They're calling a name that ain't the name. Like, you keep saying the wrong name. That's not my name. That's like somebody calling me Danny and my name is Donny Arcade, and I'm hearing them, but it's like, okay, I'm not listening. But at the same token, I feel a huge connection, man. I feel like I was blessed to make that song for Anunnaki. And I feel like it gave me a lane, it gave me a world, and it inspired me, because even when I did that, I was still making other kind of songs. I spent a lot of my career just experimenting on different kind of songs. I've been to all the worlds, and that's what gave me my polish, because I've been to all the worlds, to all the different forms of music, to the raunchy side, the gangster side. So it's not like, I just been like this all the time. I always had sprinkles of knowledge that's always been there, and it followed me since the beginning. And sometimes it'll be like one song on each, album, and I'll put some consciousness in there, or I'll talk about something that's going on in the hood. But all of that trained me for this, because for me to be able to speak to those worlds, I have to know those worlds. And I think that's what a lot of conscious music have came and gone, because it might just be, too conscious. And it has to be, if we really want to effectively be able to speak to people, then we have to find ways. And I think conscious music should be able to be a mainstream thing, but it's a clever way, because it's just not consciousness. It's conscious about all different things. Other things that people, we talk about the chakras, we talking to the food, we talk about raw juice. I mean, it's so many different worlds that I want to wake people up. I don't just want to give people history in different terms that we're still not sure about. I want to be able to give them things that can help them in this life as well. So, man, it's just all over, man.
Well, that's the power of music and the power of art. Seriously, and I've always believed that with Fade to Black and my love of music and film and television, that we can reach out through all of that to those out there that don't know anything about Roswell, right? They don't know about Sitchin. And through the power of music and art, we can reach out to the masses, right, that are out beyond this community.
Yes, man. We have to be the hieroglyphics, and I think that's one thing hip hop was born out of. It was born out of the madness, or out of the despair to have something for themselves, and then it's like it created a culture that brought everybody together, and that's why hip hop is taking over the world, because it's the one art form that can contain all art forms.
Let me jump in. Let me jump in. In a second, I'm going to play the Return of Enki, and we're going to talk about that. But and I'll tell you my favorite. But I want to know what is your favorite hip hop album? What's the one? What's the one that you hold above everything else?
Oh, man, The Great Adventures of Slick Rick, man.
Oh!
That's all time, man.
All right.
Yeah, I'm a music connoisseur, so it's like when, as a lyricist, I'm looking for the supreme, Dom Perignon of lyrics and creativity, and that's what Slick Rick embodied. That's why he's one of the magical people. I mean, these are magical poets that people will have, stone monuments about one day. This would be an era that's gone and left, and they'll be talking about it.
Okay, it's your turn to ask a question. Say, okay, Jimmy, what's your favorite hip-hop album of all time? Go ahead.
What's your favorite hip-hop album from the 90s?
Death Certificate.
Well, good choice. Good choice.
I'm going
Best
there.
choice. Wow.
I'm going there.
Wow, that certificate was deadly. I mean, I ain't gonna lie, that was a flawless produced, all the skits, everything about that certificate. That was my favorite Ice Cube album ever made, man, for real. Steady Mob and everything on that thing was class.
Mac 10.
Oh yeah, Mac 10 always, you know what I'm saying? Definitely, rock to Mac 10.
Yep. See, I know what's going on. I hope you're impressed.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm still impressed because I want to hear more about this Ice-T thing, man. You say you work with Ice-T and Ice Cube?
Yeah.
You just threw that. You just flossed on me and didn't elaborate, man. What's going on, man?
Well, I can talk more about it off of the air, but I'll say, that's okay. That's okay. Back in the day, and this is no joke. I sold and installed for Ice-T at his house his first Pro Tools system.
Wow, that's epic.
Now
That's
think about
classy
that.
right there. Come on.
Think about that. And I had a really good, probably 3-4 month run of going up to T's house like every night, every other night, and hanging out and just talking to him about the philosophy of music and what makes what makes people happy and stuff. And he picked my brain about the rock and roll side because he's a heavy metal dude too as well. And
big class.
Yeah, big time. So I'll tell you, all of that stuff can't be on this family show. So we'll talk about that.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to Ice-T, man. I love the legends, man. I love all of them, man. Like, for real. I mean, I really, I just feel like it's time. We're back in the golden era. It's like 1980 all over again. So we're about to have some new legends, man. And, and I want to be one of them, man. So let's keep this thing pushed.
Well, he said to me one time, do you have an MPC 3000?
I don't. I was never an MPC dude. I actually came in the game on making beats. I was on the XR80, the Roland.
Right.
Sequencer, you could do everything all in there. You could use the, the floppy disk or whatever. But I came in right there, and then after that, I went to Reason and all digital world. But
right.
I never was an MP, holder. Or, I never had one.
Well, I was I talked to T one time about the MPC, and what he said was this. He said, "Look, an artist is an artist. It doesn't matter if you're creating artistically on an MPC or a drum machine or a real drum kit, or guitars or it doesn't matter. The artist is going to be creative with no matter what they are using for their music." And it caused me to just step back and really contemplate the heaviness of those words. The artist out there, and it doesn't matter, they are going to paint with whatever they can paint with. And an artist is an artist. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, and that's where hip hop come from. Hip hop come from the old record players and parts left over from the R&B world and the parents. That lets you know. That's the real never give up. That's we gonna make something. I remember doing it. I remember getting old record players doing things. I remember sampling with just a 2 cassette tape player, and I'll actually keep on dubbing the piece and looping it until it make a beat. And just imagine, we didn't even have a sampler, but I had a dual cassette tape player, and I was able to sample and make a beat with it. So it lets you know we can use anything, and we can imagine. Who to say we gotta have these instruments forever? And that's what I want to do. I want to bring the future to the world. I'm so tired of everything being the same. I'm tired of everything sounding like the 19s, you know what I'm saying, or the 2000s. I want it to sound like 3000 and up. I just want to take it to the next level. We need new instruments. We need artists, just a whole new everything.
Okay, I'm going to play The Return of Enki. I think the name of the song says it all. But for you, what is the audience going to hear? What is this about?
What they're going to hear, basically, The Return of Enki is more metaphoric. I connected with Enki. That's why I made the album Return of Enki, because Enki was the person that wanted to give up the game to the humans. So I feel like that's what I connected with as a god. And at the same token, in this song, we're giving the game up to everybody and letting everybody know that they're God as well. So it's letting people know, hey, you're a God. We don't have to keep you in this hierarchy of not knowing how powerful you are. So when you listen to this song, you should be inspired to know that you are a God.
understand that the divinity of God is you waiting for yourself and carnal mind to get out of the way. Like the trajectory of the earth, when the earth moves, the sun rises, and then when you activate the right hemisphere of the brain and the pineal gland of the brain, my God, then the newness of life explodes within you, and that is God consciousness. That's where Paul says, it is no longer I who live, it is Christ who lives within me. That's what you've got to be able to say. So it's not a question of getting saved, it's becoming God. It's not that you are God, it's God is you.
Unbelievable, Donnie. Absolutely unbelievable. Now,
thank you.
The content of that, we've got to hit a break here in about 3 minutes. So I'll let you squeeze this answer in. There are those out there that are listening to these tracks because the music is great. And then they go back and listen, and then they are hopefully picking up on what you are saying and the message. What do you think should come first, the message or the music?
The music, because the thing is, it's a vibrational thing, and we have to get beyond words. We have to evolve to a point where we can feel the vibes. And just imagine if an alien came from outer space, as we all talk about, they wouldn't know our culture, but they can vibe with the music based on the frequency. And almost one of these days, we'll be able to decipher that just by the vibe of the music, and we will evolve to the point where we don't need the words so much. But in this case, the music has to be jamming, not words. And we can use our earthly words, we all spaced out. But in this case, the beat has to be jamming. So and to some degree that would mean something else to the spiritual world. It's a certain frequency. And even with my raps, there's a lot of frequency-based lyrics. A lot of it is not monotone. I use certain things and I try to say things in a certain way that, I don't know. I mean, it's just something weird because I feel like a lot of times when I'm rapping, it's gifts from the universe. Sometimes I'm like, I'm not that good. And it's something they will get into you and kind of possess you to make you make certain songs. And that's why sometimes you have to do it quick, because if you don't do it quick, you'll forget it. And that leaves you. And that's why sometimes if I get an urge or song, I have to just do it because it's a gift. Anunnaki was a gift. That was a impulsively made song, quickly, before I forgot it. And it's like, you'll never know. So in that case, they definitely want to get the music, man.
Let's. Can I get you to hang on for a little overtime after this break?
Absolutely.
I'm not ready to end this conversation.
I'm so happy to be here, man. Thank you, man, and much love to all your listeners, man. All the Faded Nights, man. Thank you for having me.
Man, you should see Twitter, man. Twitter is out of control right now. Wow. Yeah, let's take a break. Let's do that right now because I got to play Alien. So when we come back, we're going to do that too as well. We got to do that. Our guest tonight is Donny Arcade, and we're playing some tracks from his new album, The Return of Enki. All the links for it are up there on our website and, of course, Twitter. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. This is Fade to Black on the Game Changer Network and KGRA, The Planet. Stay with us.
Vivica Fox here, and you are listening to my boy, Jimmy Church, on JimmyChurchRadio.com.
Despite popular opinion, reading a book will not make you smarter.
But listening to Jimmy Church will.
Hurricanes, earthquakes, wildfires. This year we've experienced more than our fair share. This is Jimmy Church of Fade to Black, and last month I decided to make sure my family does not have to worry about food should we get caught in a real emergency situation. Introducing Numana, a healthy, storable product that tastes so good that you'll want to eat it every day instead of just during those times of duress. All Numana products have a 25-year shelf life, are MSG and GMO-free, no preservatives, and are made in America. With the Numana pack in your home, you'll be able to sleep at night knowing that you've protected your family. Not only have I tasted and tested, I own it. Now you can too. Just click on the Numana banner on JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code Jimmy when you order. In addition to a discount, we'll send you an autographed Fade to Black t-shirt. Seriously, go Beckley Teppy. When you take the beans from Central America with dashes of Indonesian and African mixed in and then roast it to the dark side of Fade to Black, you create the ultimate brew of fringe. Introducing the Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Yes, River Moon's darkest customized roast was created for the love of Fade to Black. The alchemy of masterful roasting and smoking the beans is in every sip of this full-bodied, dark Java. I need my coffee dark, deep, with distinct bittersweet chocolate highlights, just like the bunker. Leaning further into the darkness of the roast is Fade to Black blend from River Moon Coffee. Just click on the banner at JimmyChurchRadio.com and use the promo code F2BBLEND for 15% off of your order today. Go Beckley Teppy.
Hey, can we talk about something serious for a minute? Your age. Getting old has its perks. But remember, being a few years younger, you know, your hair was thicker, you didn't have so many wrinkles, that extra weight wasn't haunting you, and you just felt better. Well, we can't turn back the clocks and go back 10 or 15 years, but you can start feeling and looking 10 or 15 years younger with Nature's Youth RSF. It's a doctor-formulated daily supplement that helps your body maintain its peak performance and fight the aging process. Imagine sleeping better, looking better, and feeling better. See how Nature's Youth RSF has helped thousands of people just like you at nature'syouth.com. nature'syouth.com. The holidays are coming. Imagine how it will feel when your family and friends are asking you what you did to look so good. Your secret will be Nature's Youth RSF. It's time to start looking better and feeling better. Learn more and order your Nature's Youth RSF at nature'syouth.com. That's nature'syouth.com.
Erica, Brittany, Gabby, and you're listening to JimmyChurchRadio.com.
It's not a lifestyle we chose. We were born this way. KGRARadio.com.
This is KJCR at JimmyChurchRadio.com.
All right, welcome back. Fade to Black. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Our guest tonight, Donny Arcade. We're going to do a little overtime with Donny, and I just wasn't ready to end the conversation. Sometimes it just goes that way. I just couldn't do it. And Donny, I really appreciate it. You're out on the East Coast in Atlanta, and thank you for hanging so late into the evening with us. The album is amazing. But what would you say? You know, you're walking, and you hear, you see a couple of youngsters, listening to your stuff, and you go up to them and go, "Hey, do you know what this song is really about?" No, but it's good. I have, you know what I mean? You know exactly what I'm suggesting here, because for so many, it's the music first, and then somebody tells you what the song is really about, and you're like, "Oh, really? What? Oh, I didn't think that," because they were grooving. What would you do in that situation? Would you freak somebody out?
The one thing I can do is school them on it and tell them what it's about. But the one thing, Jimmy, I would say about these youngsters, man, they're very informative. I mean, I just think they're the future. They're going to be so used to the full disclosure of anything coming out, because they are born into this current world where everybody's talking about it. I think it's more of our generation that's not hip. A lot of the older people and a lot of people, that come before our time is so stuck in the religion that where they can't understand what something else is about. But a lot of the youth listen to me, and I reach out to them, and they talk to me. I mean, they be hip to the game. They be hip to the different things, and because I think it's kind of like they've grown up with it to some degree.
The other part of it, somebody. Wait! I can't let this get away from me. You asked me about my favorite '90s hip hop, and somebody put up in Twitter, "What's Donnie's favorite '80s metal band?"
Oh wow, man! One of my favorite bands. Let's see. Well, I definitely love. Let me make sure I pick my right choice.
Yeah, I know, man.
Now,
the audience
one
is.
One of my favorites is definitely Black Sabbath.
Whoa!
Because.
Whoa!
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's mine too.
Because I mean, you hear Black Sabbath with me because I am a conceptual. I learned a lot from Ozzy and the visual worlds he'll create, and I mean, what he was talking about was heavy lyricism. Seriously, seriously, it was sci-fi, it was horror, it was a little bit of political. I mean, they were woke back then, where people looked at them like they were crazy. They were woke to so many levels.
Black Sabbath. There you go.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Yeah, that Black Sabbath was so much to me. I mean, my whole world from when I was, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 years old, my whole world was Black Sabbath. Everything else was secondary. On so many levels. It was the music, it was the lyrics, the concept, the idea behind the band too as well.
Yeah. If that was in the hip hop world, that'd be like the Chronic. I mean, that was on a level of Dr. Dre music to me. The way I heard it and the sonics of it. It was dark and futuristic. I mean, I loved all of it. I mean, just listen to Iron Man. You go back to the Autumn album covers, spaced out.
I know.
That stuff, it was way out, man.
Yeah, my favorite album, and I freak people out about this, but my favorite album was Sabotage. But then the album right after that, which was Technical Ecstasy, I thought was really, really great too as well. And that I'm not taking away from anything else, Sabbath, Bloody Sabbath and Paranoid. Those were great albums. But for me, Sabotage took that whole political sci-fi futuristic thing to another level.
Yeah. I mean, I truly, and I'm not just saying it, I'm truly a rockhead as well. I love all the genres, man. And that's one of my dreams to, if I ever get blessed to get in this game and have the resources, I really want to get some of those guys on records. I want to get the videographers to do my videos. I love a lot of the worlds haven't been blended together in the right format, because sometimes, I think what we're doing brings those worlds together, because not many rap was conceptual rap where we can make different things, and that's what I want to be. Like, even I'm not just a rapper. I want to be bigger than a rapper. I want to be bigger than a James Brown. I want to be something else than just rap. So with me, I am rock and roll. I am Jimi Hendrix. I am all these things, because I feel those those ancestors speaking to me.
Well, okay, let's play Alien, and again, the title is what it is, but you wrote
Absolutely.
It. What's behind this track?
Well, I was inspired, man. And at the time I did that, I actually was in the movie Guardians of the Galaxy. I played an alien, so I actually got a chance to be in my first movie. I actually went out and auditioned just to be an extra, and I ended up actually getting a role as a Ravager. And actually working at Pinewood Studios here in Georgia, one of the biggest movie studios in America. They only got one in, I want to say, China, Europe, and here. So this studio, I mean, bigger than the probably I mean, it's bigger than Hollywood. This is a major studio, so big, and it was so amazing to be a part of it, and actually be one of the aliens that was in the gang as a rapper too. So I was inspired to make a song that's called Alien. At the same token, really has nothing to do with the theme line of Guardians of the Galaxy. It was more like me just being an alien and kind of like talking about going underground, being a part of the government, being a lot of different things, and kind of giving people a way to vibe out to something and not really catch on right away to what it's talking about. It's really telling the story, and it actually could be something that's really going on, because we hear a lot of it going on with aliens doing, business with the government, things like that. So it was just a fantasy world to put a twist, but it was inspired by being in the movie.
Yeah, they filmed Guardians right there in Atlanta, and that it was pretty fast. I watched all of the documentaries on that too as well. It was a great film. Let's spin this. You ready?
Thank you, man. That's Alien. Let's go, man.
Here we go. Oh. I got to click on the right click.
Threat has been detected.
The aliens out here.
And
the aliens don't want you to do it.
Yeah, that was wild. Let's try it again.
It's all good.
It's wow. It won't play.
Hey, man.
Donnie, it's about the melody there, right? Right, and it's almost like a 60s or 50s sci-fi soundtrack. Does that make sense when I suggest that?
Absolutely. I am born from, I am from that world, man. You know, I'm still stuck in that world. I'm still stuck in the 60s. I watch Twilight Zone. I mean, I'm just so stuck in history that sometimes I'm really inspired by older things. You know, I still listen to Chuck Berry, a lot of classical things from back in the days. I don't know. Now, to me, I just want to recreate that vibe and recreate something that's been great like that. You know, all the greats, the great. Like I said, I do hip hop, but I want to be beyond that because I feel like, people like James Brown. I always use him as a reference. The ultimate rapper. He's the master of the ad-libs. He's the master of the performance, the show. He do little melodies here and there. He wasn't no big singer, but at the end of the day, that was lyrics. And they go back to tribal African days, too.
Have you had your own paranormal or supernatural experience?
Not outside of it. I saw two things I want to say was UFO or craft or something in the sky, But outside of that, I haven't had too much paranormal action. I have a lot of dreams and visions, and I want to say maybe it is paranormal because I'm connecting with something every time I do my music, and I know it's something there. It doesn't reveal itself or show itself to me, but at the end of the day, I know I am getting some kind of assistance magically, and maybe it's myself helping myself because we really don't understand this world we're in, and I think a lot of it is still wrong because we just don't know. Especially,
no, go ahead.
Well, I'm just saying, especially if time is not what we say it is. So, in some cases, it could be paranormal, and we just don't know it is. So, could be.
Now, you've mentioned this a few times tonight about time and it going in many directions at the same time. And that's, trying to refer to time as something linear is probably very false. And certainly with E.T. or something that's way advanced than us, time to them, they understand it. And we wouldn't be able to wrap our head around that. But what about time travel? You have just said for about the third time or fourth time that this is you helping yourself. Could it be you from the future? Could E.T. be us from the future, not necessarily from somewhere else?
Absolutely. Because the thing is, it's inevitable that we will invent something that can go in one of those directions. And I know it. So that invention is somewhere happening now. And I think it's possible. But I think it's possible without an invention as well. I think we are traveling every night. I think we're so used to traveling that we don't even realize that we do it. I think we travel every night. And even when we dream, we're traveling. So that is time traveling. In some regard, we're going somewhere. We're somewhere. And they don't even know where we're at. We don't know where we're at. But we know we're talking to people, conversating, just like we're talking right now. We're doing that in that world. So I don't know if it's time traveling in the sense of us just going back and forth, because I think time is a little bit more complex than that. But I really feel like I'm assisting myself, because just like if you go left right now instead of going right, a whole ripple of world is changing because you went that direction. And me as a musician, I know how important timing is. Timing is everything. One little thing off in my mix of time is going to throw everything off. So why wouldn't that happen with us as well?
Do you think with your purpose, which you've referred to so much, do you think there's a possibility that somebody is channeling this knowledge to you? And you may think it's free will, but it's not.
Well, the thing is, I know in this life you have to work for the knowledge, and that's why we do have a free world. We control our destiny. So a lot of times, I would talk to some of the religious people, and sometimes we debate. Sometimes I debate with my mom, and she'll say, "Well, God gave you this, but I know how hard I work for my talent. I know how hard I work for my knowledge. So I work for a lot of the knowledge I have, and I have to be willing to accept it. So a lot of the knowledge you have is your knowledge. Now, your mission and your purpose and the people that come into your life, now I think things like that could be given to you. And at the same token, it can be. I mean, it could be beyond knowledge and words. It could be rhythms. Somebody gave you a color or give you a picture that they know if you see this picture, it's going to make you go create something. So I think they definitely can help us, and we have ancestors looking out for us, but it probably would be more clever than just going with knowledge. It would probably be like, okay, I know he's not going to learn if I just tell him straight out.
So what's next? Are you going to tour?
Well, definitely, man. We got to do some shows. We're about to get back out on the road. We got a few things we're talking about. No tour set up yet, but I'm pretty sure, man, we're gonna keep cooking, man, and it's get better and better, man. And I'm just amazed and humbled, man. I'm really like one person that appreciate being here, and that's why I'm gonna just keep on staying creative, man, because I remember not having any followers, not having anybody that wanted me on their show. So at the end of the day, I always hold on to that. I always appreciate everybody showing me love, man, because without the listeners and not the people, I mean, who are we, So at the end of the day, there's a lot more on the way. I hope to get out there and tour more and get more out there and everybody. And at the same token, I want to, do more video stuff, man, more animation, man, more movies. And I'm actually talking with one of my homeboys out of Hollywood that actually was in the movie with me, Guardians of the Galaxy. He's trying to help me out to get me, back into more movie stuff and writing scripts. So I have a lot of ideas, and I hope to get them all done, man. We will get them all done, actually.
Now, where can everybody get a hold of you? There is DonnyArcade.com. You're also over at OnStellar. You're on Twitter. You're pretty big into social media.
Absolutely. Donny Arcade, everything. Pretty much, I try to keep it pretty much the same across all the platforms. But DonnyArcade.com is the one-stop shop to really kind of get to everything. You can go to DonnyArcade.com, PantheonEliteRecords.com. Again, it's PantheonEliteRecords.com. That's the label website. And there as well, you can get access to everything. But DonnyArcade.com will be able to, you'll hit a few buttons and you can get to any one of my social media pages. And feel free to stream on all platforms, Pandora, Spotify, Amazon, Tidal, pretty much anywhere you can get music.
Yep, absolutely. Donny, this was one of the funnest and great conversations I've done on Fade to Black, and I just want to thank you again from our audience to you for everything that you do. And of course, I can't get away from this without saying thank you for Fade to Black too as well, man.
Thank you, man. It was such a pleasure making that song, man. And it's so surreal being on here, man, because I listened to all your episodes and to finally just be on here, man. It's amazing, man. Thank you so much. Thank you to all your listeners. And I hope to be on here again soon, man. And we know me and you will talk, man. We got some more stuff to work on, man.
Yeah, so we do.
Let's keep it going.
Thank you so much, Donny.
Thank you, man.
Enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you, man. Let's go.
Thank you. Donny Arcade. Now, DonnyArcade.com. Of course, Apple Music, all of the streaming services are there. And Pantheon Elite Records. All the links are at jimmychurchradio.com. And go get the album. And also over at Apple Music, you can find that track, Fade to Black, that we played at the intro of the show tonight. But again, thank you, Donny. Amazing artist, and the entire album is just amazing. And you have to go and check it out. And I wanted to say that the reason, not only for artists like Donny, but there are so many out there that are beyond their audience. They don't know about Fade to Black. They don't know about Coast to Coast. They probably don't even know about the show Ancient Aliens, right? We're out there doing our part, but it's artists like Donny that are out there that are reaching out to an audience that is beyond this show. And I'm so appreciative of that. And then they turn around and they go and they'll look up different parts of the paranormal or supernatural or this community, and eventually we'll turn around and end up here on Fade to Black or Coast to Coast, and then get exposed to other researchers and books and material. And that's how we do it, and raising this vibration and spreading the knowledge, not only through music, but art and so forth. That's the center of the wheel that is Fade to Black. And introducing you to Donny Arcade helps complete the circle. And I just love that part of Fade to Black. It is so cool. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Who knew? Right? Okay. Now the album is called Return of Enki, and it's on all of the streaming platforms. All you have to do is do a quick Google for Donny Arcade, and everything pops up right there. He is also over at On Stellar as Donny Arcade. All of his videos are posted there too as well, and his YouTube channel is complete. Donny Arcade, absolutely amazing show. Tomorrow night, Robert Schock is going to be here. Now, we just talked so much about Egypt and other things tonight with Donny. Tomorrow night, we're going to continue that with Robert Schock. We've got 4 or 5 things that are breaking out of Egypt right now. The Second Sphinx, not only the Second Sphinx, but the chamber above the Grand Gallery, and the electromagnetic paper that was just published in journals. So there's that report that he has completely gone through, and we're going to do all of that tomorrow night right here on Fade to Black. With that, I'm going to get out of here. And thank everybody for the Twitter action tonight. It was really cool. Also, we broadcast out on the YouTube tonight. So thank you to everybody that dialed in there. This is Fade to Black. I am your host, Jimmy Church. Fade to Black's executive producer is Rita Camarion. Show is produced by Hilton J. Palm, Renee, Dennis, and Bob. Announcers are Steve Harder, Gene Vitoa, Mark D. Kovar. Webmaster Drew the Geek. Music Doug Aldrich. Intro Spaceboy, spaceboymusic.com. Fade to Black is produced by KJCR for the Game Changer Network, and syndication is KGRA The Planet. This broadcast is only copyrighted 2018 by Fade to Black and the Game Changer Network. It cannot be rebroadcast, downloaded, copied, or used anywhere in the known universe without written permission from Fade to Black or the Game Changer Network. I'm your host, Jimmy Church. Follow me on Twitter at JChurchRadio. Until tomorrow night, Dr. Robert Schock right here. I want everybody to be safe. Go Beckley Tappy.